Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Camera Life podcast, proudly brought to you by Lucky Straps. It is Thursday, the 19th of February, and being a Thursday morning, we have a special guest to interview. Just before I interview our guest, I just want to say good morning to Justin. How are you, boss?
I'm good. I think I'm doing better than you because you got no power.
Yeah, there's a planned outage in my area. Luckily they made it on the day that I do podcasts, so all is well. I'm on borrowed time. The battery is slowly counting down. Never have I felt so anxious about a podcast. And of course, Jim is here.
Hey,
Welcome back, Jim.
Yay!
Thanks.
Jim's back.
See you bright and early.
Mm-hmm.
You can always drop in. You're like family, Jim.
Yeah. Just come and go as I like.
It's like it's almost like Jim has a growing boudoir business, and then we have a boudoir business expert on, and he just pops in. Just to see what's happening.
No coincidence.
It's not like that.
And to speak of the devil, we are joined today by Aussie portrait, shot, and boudoir photographer, Richard Grenfell. G'day, Richard. Welcome.
G'day, how you going? Thanks for having me along. I appreciate it.
No, it's great to have you here. We've been very excited for this discussion.
Ooh.
Yes. Ever since we come across you first through the PhotoBiz X podcast, Andrew Halmich. I'm a long time listener to PhotoBiz X. That's actually the podcast that kind of got Jim and my wedding business. It definitely gave us many of our ideas and tactics for getting the business off the ground early. Just every week I'd listen to it. I don't think Jim ever listened to it. I'd listen to it and I'd write all the stuff down and be like, Jim, we're going to do this. And he's like, okay. And then we'd do that, and it almost always worked and made the business better. So
that's how I got started in photography, listening to Andrew's podcast. I didn't think there was any money in photography, to be truthful. I thought just a hobby, no one made any money, it sucked. Well, I just didn't know, you know what I mean? I just had no idea.
Oh, hang on.
One day I was listening, I went, wow.
Money?
Hey?
Some people do.
You guys make money.
Some people make money.
I just didn't think it was a very viable business unless you were really super specialised or commercial. I just didn't know that you could do it fairly easily, so to speak. That's the wrong word, but you know what I mean.
That it was a real business model sitting there to be used. Because from the outside looking in, it often doesn't seem that way. It often seems sort of murkier. Like, I don't know, I have a camera, and then somehow I'm going to try and make money with it, but I'm not sure.
I thought only wedding photographers made money. To be truthful, I just had no idea, like none. So, I'm very grateful to Andrew and his podcast. Yeah.
On that point, we now see a lot of younger social media influencers behaving or perhaps creating content that makes them look like, they're living this well-off lifestyle as influencer photographers. And it's almost sort of telling a bit of a myth, a bit of a fib, isn't it? That it's actually, it takes time to build a business. It takes time to get to a point where actually this is comfortable.
Well, I see people on YouTube give their opinions on certain tactics, and it's just bullshit. I mean, you listen to it and you go, that's just not right. They're just pandering to the whatever, you know what I mean, trying to get views. Because what they're saying is just false. Life doesn't work that way, you know what I mean. And if you've been around a while, you'll look and go, no, that's not right,
because you've tried it, or you've said, it's like you know.
Well, it just doesn't
what they're
make
saying
sense,
is not.
unless, if you look at it, that just doesn't. That just wouldn't happen in real life. That just doesn't. Like, just because you put up some reel, you're not going to all of a sudden. All these people will say, like, I put up this reel and I got 300 inquiries. You go, no, you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work that way, Stuff like that. Anyway, that's a different discussion, obviously.
Now, Richard, fair to say that your photography business is kind of split into two groups. You've got your corporate and professional headshot side of things. And then, of course, you've got the boudoir side of things. We'll get into that mix a little bit later in the discussion, but I've got a question for you about boudoir photographer. When we sat down with Peter Colson a couple of weeks ago, he indicated that he thinks that boudoir is for men's pleasure, and that what he does is for the women. What are your thoughts around defining boudoir, and who is the true audience?
Okay, so I'm sorry, Greg. Ask the question again. I missed it.
Sorry,
I might be able to. So it's almost like he was trying to explain that we asked like what he would define his style of photography, Peter Coulson's style, which is more towards the fashion side of things, which he says generally aimed at making a female audience go, wow, that's cool. I like that. I want to look at that. Whereas he said, even though Boudoir is obviously generally it's women that book in for it and it's women that want the images, the style of the image is more around something that a man would appreciate.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I do now.
Have you ever thought about that?
Not really. I personally, I put it this way. I personally, well, every woman we have in here, every woman I book in here, I'm not exaggerating when I say I photograph everyone differently. I mean, let me rephrase it. I start the sessions exactly the same with every single person. I've got a little routine I go through at the beginning just to break the ice and just explain all my idiosyncrasies, how I make bad faces, and I don't mean, that sort of stuff. But I take a really super simplistic approach, and that is that I photograph each woman to flatter them as the maximum amount I can. That's probably the easiest way to describe it. So a really good example is the lady I had in yesterday, really nice woman. She's 40, just turned 40. She's a nurse, got 4 kids. So she's got the insecurities of having like a mum tum, like a lot of the ladies have at that age. And so super simple, you just don't photograph it. You know what I mean? So I always aim for simple. So in my mind, I'm getting around to your question, but I think that I personally photograph for the client, not for anyone else. That's my best way to describe it. So I don't really care, and I don't care what people think about the photos. I just don't. I just care for the client, and I really mean that when I say that. I just photograph what I think they will like, and if they're happy with them, I'm happy with them. And I have an 80% female audience easily with the stuff that I do, because I've also got a ladies only Facebook group. I'm the only dude in the group, which is kind of very outnumbered. There's 600 women. I'm the only guy in there, and they will give me a hard.
You've got to really behave yourself.
What? Yeah. What? Well, they turn on you. What's the group for? Yeah. What's the group for? What's the purpose of the Facebook group?
That's been going for a few years now. So whenever we book in a lady, we encourage her to join the group. Okay. And what makes it a VIP group is that we've never opened it up to the public as such. So, like, we've never advertised it. We've never said, please join our group. Because what a lot of boudoir photographers do is they'll use their private Facebook group to try and get bookings. Okay. I do the complete opposite. What I do is I get people into the group and I put a lot of behind the scenes stuff in there. For example, I have a very goofy shot of me every single day with the clients that come in, standing next to our sign. I'll show you real quick. Hang on. And what I find is that by having the group, I will find this, just bear with me.
I can probably pull one up on here. Let me see if I can find it. I've seen this on your Instagram.
Maybe I've done my feed by accident.
Maybe I saw it in one of your videos, actually, maybe in one of your YouTube videos.
Let me show you real quick. Yeah. But what I found is that because I put behind the scenes stuff in the group and private stuff behind the group, and like a really, really, really good example was last year, I photographed a Sri Lankan gynecologist, lady, obviously, and because of her religion and her family, she said, look, I don't want stuff posted publicly, but I'd be okay with you putting it in the group. You know what I mean? So there's that sort of stuff as well. And I think that what happens is women will see it. I'm just trying to bloody find one. Just bear with me.
That's like when I'm trying to find photos on my phone.
Dealing with a professional here. So, like, can you see that? So that's yesterday.
Yeah.
See, that's me standing next to the sign with the lady I just mentioned.
Yeah.
The day before.
Yeah.
So just really goofy shots. And so what happens is the ladies will come, ladies will see those and they go, oh, well, those ladies just look like me. You know what I mean? And it gives them confidence to come in. And so I actually use the group not to get bookings, but to firm bookings up so that people turn up and don't chicken out. So I kind of take the opposite approach.
So once they book in, they join the group, and then they're going to see, wow, look at all this stuff that's gone on. This guy knows what he's doing. He's trusted by hundreds of people.
And
there's nothing for me to worry about.
And I genuinely keep it confidential. Like it's not something I just say. Like the only way you can get into the group is if we let you in, if we invite you, basically. You know, we get a few randoms and we just check them out before we let them in. But generally speaking, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great idea.
It is a great idea and a great way to start the show off. I might take. Should we take a quick little break and just talk to the people in the chat that are joining us so far this morning?
How do I see that?
We have got Philip Johnson and Paul is here. Julie Powell, morning all. Is that Michelle Manning? 4992. Good morning. Morning, Michelle.
Oh, Michelle's one of my
Anthony
clients.
Stonehouse.
Hi, Michelle.
One of your clients? Oh, that's cool.
Oh, there you go.
Hey. Anthony Stonehouse, morning. Greg looks different without the coloured lights. Yeah, that's right. Power outage will do that to Greg. I actually don't mind it. It's very real. It's really see the beard.
Well, I balance well with Richard's background, so there's a lot of similarities there.
Yeah, that's right. You've been shooting Boudoir in there as well, Greg.
Is that a studio, Greg?
No, it's my son's room. So no Boudoir.
Hopefully not. Robert Varner.
I can't believe I can't believe a non-photographer turned up to this podcast. It's amazing. Thank you, Michelle. It's amazing.
That's so cool. She says, "You are amazing, Richard. Love my photos." That's so good.
That's why we're mates. That's why me and Michelle are friends.
Oh, that's awesome. Robert Varner says, "Good morning, Australia from New Jersey, USA." And he goes on to say, "I always get slapped in the face when I ask a woman if I can photograph her in her underwear." Yeah, I think it's all about the delivery. You got to ask them for money as well. You got to ask them, "Give me your money, and I'll take your photo in your underwear." Tweak Production says, "Good morning. Now after work, boo. We'll watch tonight. Have a great day, everybody." LTK is here. Everyone's here. So don't forget, if you are listening live, ask questions in the chat. Ask Richard a question, anything about business, boudoir, whatever you want. And we will endeavour to get him to answer it. And otherwise, if you were listening to this later, either on Spotify or Apple Podcast or on YouTube, throw a comment, ideally on the YouTube video, because then we'll be able to keep track of them all. And if it's a question or something, we might even be able to rope Richard into answering that in the comments. So do that. Yeah. Okay. That's that done. Oh, and buy a lucky camera strap if you want a camera strap for your camera, because they're awesome. Okay, that's that done.
Code Greg. Code Greg for discount. Check it out.
It also increases your status in the neighbourhood having one of your straps, mate.
Correct.
There we go.
It does.
Yeah.
And what I've always thought about is if there was some sort of emergency situation, life-threatening scenario where you need to do one of those Indiana Jones slide down a rope to another rooftop kind of deal, our straps... zip line, yeah, exactly. A makeshift zip line. Our straps are probably one of the best things that you could have in that situation. So
because you don't want to be trusting it's like a strap from China or something. That's
no. It's got to be quality
Camera
leather to be able to slide. Hey, well, we like Camera House. Camera House are great, especially
Camera House is great.
Croydon Camera House. We love them.
We do.
But not their camera straps.
No, garbage.
Okay. So Richard,
cancelled.
Already.
How did you get into this photography thing? Where did this begin for you?
Well, I was actually a musician. I'm actually a musician by trade. That's actually, if I have a trade, I'm a musician, which is another useless profession. But and so I guess I've always had that creative thing, and I always loved photography. And I did it for a hobby for a long time. I was just a hobbyist, and I've got to be truthful, I'm a bit of a late bloomer as a professional. But as you guys know, my history is in business. So I've had businesses now for the last 25 years. And so I did my first wedding. I'll talk professionally. I did my first wedding. I remember it so clearly because it was 2017 preliminary final night when Richmond played the Giants. That's why I remember it, because I'm a Richmond supporter. Thank God I didn't book anything for the grand final, right? And I did my first wedding for $100. That's how I got started, because I needed a portfolio, and that's how I got going. So I've only been shooting professionally, like as in like made an effort to make money since 2017. Before that, I used to do a bit of sports stuff and sell the photos, but not with any intent. It was just like, if any sales happened, it was by accident. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I actually said to Tracey, my wife, I love photography. I love the hobby of it. I said, I'll never make money from it. I don't want to do it. Because if I get involved in it as a business, I'll get obsessed with it, and it'll take over my life, and it will suck. And
is that what happened?
Well, it did, but it doesn't suck. It's good. But I never had any intentions, because, like I said, I was a muso, and I remember the slippery slope of being obsessed with a creative endeavor would be like I was obsessed with being a really good player when I was young. Like back then, it was like Eddie Van Halen and Steve Ray Vaughan,
was it guitar?
Those dudes. Yeah, guitars. Like, So I was obsessed with like being the fastest dude on the block, if you know what I mean. And I didn't want to, and I said, I don't want to do that in photography. I just want to just do my thing and be happy and whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And here we are now, however many years later. And
do you still play now? Do you still play guitar?
A little bit. My daughter dusts me off to do gigs every now and then, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't play.
Dusts you off, not the guitar. Dusts you off.
I finish a gig, I'm like, my hands, I can't play.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be happy to know I'm sitting next to a rather large guitar amp that very rarely gets played, but it sits next to my desk because I like it.
Well, it's the size of a fridge, that amp.
It is. I've had many amps in my day. I would say well over 100. I was a bit obsessed with gear when I was playing in bands, and I would change them out.
No,
Surprise.
not you.
You obsessed with gear.
And so I've ended up with something that is affordable enough that it didn't feel like it was a waste of money sitting around if I'm not playing it much, but it is still a full stack. So have you ever heard of MI Audio? MI from Sydney? Yeah. He made a line of amps for a while, Michael from MI Audio. And so I've got the MI Amplification Megalith Gamma, which is one of his heavier amps. And it's amazing.
I like it. I used to collect Marshalls. I've still got that 10, which is kind of pathetic. And because I actually pull them all out during the break and make sure they still work. Then put them all back in the container. Yeah. I'm going to get rid of them. I just can't. Vintage stuff mainly. Yeah.
Vintage stuff? Oh, very nice.
800s and all that stuff. Anyway,
yeah.
The people who listen to this won't have a clue what I'm talking about. So.
I was going to say, but that's why this podcast is great. Okay, so you were right. So in 2017, what were you doing for work in 2017 when you shot your first wedding?
I owned a pawnbrokers.
Nice. Okay.
We had a pawnbrokers for 14 years. We owned that. Yeah.
Really? What was that like?
Full on, as you'd imagine. We're in a town called Nambour, which is a bit of a shithole, to put it bluntly. And I mean, sort of like it's like Frankston if you're in Melbourne, I guess. Kind of like that. A smaller version. We did that for 14 years, and prior to that, we had an IT company which I bootstrapped from nothing with no money and sold for a shit ton of money, which I'm actually very proud of. Still,
that's cool. Congratulations.
So and Tracey and I, that's my wife. We've been in business the whole time together. Which we've been married 35 years, and we've been in business for over 25 of them together. So that's it. Yeah, but 14
another great achievement.
Pawnbroker and a lender. We used to lend money, as in we had an Australian credit license, and we would do personal loans. I even did second mortgage lending and stuff like that, which is a really different thing. But still do a little bit of that second mortgage stuff. That's about it. Yeah.
Okay. So in 2017, when you shot your first wedding for $100, had you consciously made the decision of like, I'm going to try and make a go of this, or was that still just something that kind of happened and it wasn't on the radar at all?
No, good. That's a really good question. So what happened with me was that I wanted to do weddings. So I really enjoy photographing people. Do you know what I mean? I just really enjoy it. That's kind of my thing. And prior to doing the wedding, I actually had a Facebook page which I ripped off from that the Facebook thing, Humans of New York. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
I did a direct rip off of that. I had humans on the Sunshine Coast, and I would, if you could, it still exists. I didn't delete it. It's just that the last post was a few years ago on Facebook. I got up to like 11,000 people, which is pretty cool. And I just wander around the coast and interviewing people. So I'm a bit of a loudmouth. I just talk to people, say, "Hey, going, blah blah," and post their stories, and that was it. And so I thought, I'd like to photograph more people. And then, of all things, I was watching Creative Live because I taught myself all the technical stuff on Creative Live. And I watched Sal Sankar, that guy, Sal Sankar. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He had this crazy course called the Wedding Photographer's Boot Camp. I thought, that sounds weird. What's going on there? So I watched that.
I've watched that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, I was like, wow, I didn't know. So I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a crack. And but my main fear was that if I did embark on it, that I didn't want it to be a fantasy, because you know how like you meet people who they say, "Oh man, I'm going to start a turtle cleaning business." People who own turtles, you know what I mean? I didn't want it to be like that.
Yeah, it's me. I'm that guy.
And so I didn't want to like waste years. And then so I did a few weddings. I was buggering around there, and then like we talked about at the beginning, my friend in Melbourne, Paul Taddy, who's also a Richmond supporter, that's how I know him. He's told me about Andrew's podcast, and I went and listened. I thought, holy shit, like you can actually make money as a portrait studio. So I thought, okay. So I started stuffing around with that and renting other people's studios on the day. I'd advertise, drag people in, and I didn't know any better then. I would get in 5 people in a day, and so shoot and do IPS after it. 5 in a day. I don't know was mad,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
IPS being in-person sales, which we'll get into that later because I've got a lot of notes written. That's something that I really want to extract out of your brain. Is everything about that process.
Come back in half an hour, show the photos. That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow. Did that work?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I still do it now. That's exactly what I do now, but just on a small scale. I only do one a day because I can't do 5 a day. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then Trace said, "Why do you have a crack properly? I'll run the pawnbrokers. You open a studio, and we'll see what happens." And then I opened one in Mooloolaba. That one got the land that the studio was on got resumed by council. Okay, which sucked, meaning they widened the road. That was during the beginning of COVID, and there was nowhere to rent, and then so we built this from scratch on our property. So
I saw that. That's very cool.
And this is.
Look at it.
Wow.
Well, this is the back.
Very fancy.
Anyway. Yeah, I've got a living room. I've got the reception, a kitchen, a dunny, lots of stuff. So
very cool.
For our international audience, that is a toilet. But in Australia, it's called a dunny. Anyway,
classy outfit.
So 2017, shoot a wedding for $100. When did you open the studio, the first studio? Like, when did you decide to do that, to grab a lease or whatever and get in there and make a go of it?
Yeah, I leased a building. That was in 2020.
Oh, good timing. Nice.
Right at the beginning of COVID, yeah. I actually signed a lease when COVID
Melbourne.
hit. Melbourne. Oh, God, no. Queensland was okay. We essentially traded pretty much. It was okay. Like, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So, that was fine.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
In fact, it was tough, man. Like, I've got a really close friend in Melbourne, and she was running like $1 million studio, and it just killed her. You know what I mean? It just, it just really, because she had a studio up here as well. She couldn't get out of Melbourne. That was the problem. So she traded down there and had made things up here. She just couldn't get up here. So she slowly went broke, the poor bug. You know what I mean? It sucked.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I had a mate that had a pub down in Rosebud, or somewhere down there anyway, and it killed him. COVID was awful. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
Terribly sad.
What do you remember when you moved into the first studio?
Yeah.
Do you remember what sort of cost that was? Like how much you had to outlay? Did you keep it really bootstrapped, or did you have to spend a decent amount to sort of fit it out?
Pretty lean and mean, because I was a bit wary. You know what I mean? So I'm no stranger to leasing buildings. I've leased heaps and bought buildings. So that bit didn't scare me because I've been through it. Like everything's nothing scary once you've done it, sort of thing. But if memory serves me correctly, month's rent up front, so that would have been, wasn't a lot of money then. It was like $4,000, something like that, or $3,500. I think was it per month, something like that. So I paid a month and another month bond, so that's $7,000. Probably spent 15 fitting it out because it was pretty shit. Just painting it and moving a few walls around, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I pretty lean him in under $30,000. It would have been under 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty easy. Yeah. Well, that starts to really, everything adds up. Sign writing, all of a sudden, it's like renovating a house. Like do your estimates and add 50%. Yeah.
Every time you go to Bunnings, it's another $500 or $1,000, even though
pretty much.
You're not expecting it.
But but it wasn't awesome, to be truthful. But it was fine. I just my shooting area was tiny. You don't need a big, like it was 3 by 7 meters, 21 square meters at the back there. That was it. Super small. My design room, meaning the room where I do the sales in, like project the stuff onto the wall and do the sales, was bigger than the shooting room.
Interesting.
Obviously, you need to make sales, otherwise you can't trade. So, but I made it all work. And then when I got into Boudoir, I actually started doing the shoots in the display room, and I'd have to like dismantle the shooting room and shove like the blow-up bed in the other room and all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So it was pretty rough.
And so, at what point did the Boudoir come into the business, and what do you think led you to make that call to go down the Boudoir path?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I had I'd done a bit, but I had this lady come in, and she was a friend of a lady's wedding who I'd photographed. And she came in, and we did a boudoir thing, and she suffered from body dysmorphia syndrome, which I truthfully didn't know a great deal about back then, but in a nutshell, it's kind of like anorexia or something like that. We look in the mirror and just think you look bad. That's basically it. It's like a mental thing, you know what I mean? And so she came in and did it, and I didn't know. She told me about it, and I didn't really know a lot about it. And and so, from what I've learned now, because I've studied it a bit now, that would be the equivalent of me like tightrope walking across two buildings. I'm terrified of heights. You know what I mean? It's like, you know. So for them, so she came in, we did it, and she's an awesome woman. She's coming back soon, actually. If she's watching, I don't think she is, but she'd be at work. And she told me, and she cried, and she told me I'd changed her life and all this stuff. I'm like, wow, this is really nice. You know what I mean? This is
that's awesome.
And so I started looking into it more, and so I did more of that, more advertising, got more ladies in it. I've always lent into that side of boudoir, like trying to not help, but like our thing is confidence and empowerment. That's really our thing, rather than being sexy and awesome. Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds, everyone wants to be sexy and awesome, but we lean more in that direction. And so that's what we decided to do it. And then about 3 years ago now, Tracey and I decided we'll just do that. And that's all we've been doing, along with the corporate headshots. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's how it started. Yeah. I really enjoy it for that reason. And it's not about, I mean, and of course, all my dickhead friends, oh, mate, if you ever need an assistant, I'll come along and give you a hand. You know what I mean? But it's not like that at all. It really is. No. It really is. It's not even remotely like that. It's
because there's a vulnerability, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, and I take my hat off to these women who come in, like they are coming in, getting photographed by an ugly middle-aged guy who's a loudmouth like me, and, you know, having the courage to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And putting themselves in a very, very, and trusting us and putting themselves in a really, really, really vulnerable position. And so I mean that when I say I joke around a lot, but I really take my hat off to all these women who come in. I feel like I have a relationship with all of them that come in. They're all wonderful. I mean that.
Yeah. That brings me to a note that I had written down here. So good time to get straight into it. Shooting boudoir, men versus women as photographers. What are your thoughts, and do you have any sort of learnings from your time shooting boudoir for men on how to approach it in ways that make women feel more comfortable and all that kind of thing? And is it even harder to be a man shooting boudoir than a woman, do you think, to run a business?
I think it is. I think you immediately eliminate a lot of people out of the gate. Like I've had inquiries and they say, "Oh, are you the photographer?" I go, "Yeah." They said, "Sorry, I can't do it." I said, "That's fine, whatever. I can't change gender. There's nothing I can do about it." So there's that. So I think it is harder in that regard. But I think the one thing that I've done is I've done everything I humanly can to establish credibility and trust with all my with all my marketing and visibility. Like work really hard on Google reviews. Never really made it about us. Always made it about the clients, if you know what I mean. And and I do have the advantage now. Like when I started, I was on my own, which was tough. But for example, Tracey's here the whole time. We've got a makeup artist here. Like so there's always a woman here these days. But when I started, I didn't. So it was kind of weird. Not weird, but it was just kind of like I could have really done with some help, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I do think it's harder. I do think you have to be more professional. Like just for example, I tend to over ask when I touch the ladies, and I'll all attest to this. I just do it out of habit. I don't mean to do it. Someone will say, "Well, for God's sake, just stop asking." You know, like it's become a habit to ask them. But I do little things like I've got a ritual at the beginning where I say, "Is it okay if I touch you? If I need to like move your hair or move your arm or something?" I go, "That's fine." So I'll sterilize my hands. You know what I mean? And I just do that. I do that. One, I want to sterilize my hands, but two, it gives that mental separation. You're not being familiar. You know, you know what I mean? So you got to be really, really mindful. And I have made some. To be truthful, I've made some mistakes. Like when I'm really tired or I've done too many, like if I've had a really busy fortnight or something like that, I'll just say things without thinking about it because and I accidentally offended someone once, which I feel really bad about. So just be really careful how you say things and what you say. You've got to be really, really, really careful because everyone's different. And that's the same with life. But, just because it's weird, you can have a nice relationship with someone and then you say something and then you accidentally put your foot in it without even realizing it. You know what I mean? So you can make like a sexual joke or something like that without, when I say sexual joke, not rude, but just, so you've got to be really, I've learned you've got to be really, really, really professional.
And I would imagine that, a bad Google review for a boudoir photographer could be quite damaging. All someone would have to say was creep, touch me. All of just some key words would raise red flags.
And it wouldn't matter if you had 30 good ones. One bad one like that could be very damaging.
Well, I've got 196 reviews and they're all 5-star.
Wow. Nice work.
Yeah.
And so, so how many years?
I'm trying to get to 200. I'm harassing my recent clients to give me a review. So if any of my recent clients are watching this, give me a good review, please. I'm trying to
give him a 4-star. He'll be like, no.
Someone gave me a 4. Actually, no, someone gave me a 4-star. They said, "Wonderful people, great experience. I'll be back." 4 stars. I think she hit the wrong button. I was like, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's Justina. That's our hair and makeup.
I was going to say. Who's just? Oh, that's cool. Oh, and also
the
so the cool thing. Yeah, the glasses are cool too.
Justina, she's the lady. If you go to our feed, she's the one with the white hair. Oh, she's got various coloured hair, but the tattoos on her arms. That's just Justina, and she's starting with us full time soon. We're just trying to figure out when to start because she's pretty busy.
Oh wow,
full time, amazing. That's so cool.
She's good fun. She's like my annoying sister. Hi, Justina, if you're watching.
I've got a follow-up question about the boudoir photography. I've got many, but do you ever photograph men? And if so, what's the proportion like?
Like 1 in every 200. Like not many. Okay. I've done 2 men and quite a few couples, but but that's sort of different, I think. But hardly any men. Like very rarely. Very rarely. Yeah. If I get one, it's by accident, to be truthful.
Are the couples usually like an add-on to a? Is it like that you'll do some with just the girl and then some with them as a couple, or if you do a couple, is it every shot is both of them in the shot?
Most of the couples are coming back for the second time. So for example, a lady next week who's coming in. She came in last year before her wedding, and now she's dragging her husband back, her now husband back for a shoot together. That's usually where most of them come from. Like for example, I had a lady, and she wouldn't mind me saying this. She came back in again last year. She's a high school teacher. I wish she was my high school teacher. I was at high school. She's amazing. But she came. They're very much into the kink scene. You know what I mean? So it was pretty full on. And so she came back in with her new partner. And they had a good time. So it's more that, to be truthful. I can't even remember one that I booked like just natively, so to speak, from as a couple. It tends to be always just like second time round, or a guy will come in and he's attending with her and just be in 2 photos or something like that. But yeah. Okay. Excuse my voice.
Nice.
Well, where to go from here? I'm interested to know. So. Switch from essentially family portraits or I guess a bit of everything to boudoir. Oh, did I hear correctly on one of your videos that at one point you tried pet photography?
Yeah. Did you? I did a lot of that. Did tons of that. Yeah, heaps. Yeah,
and was that during the early years when you were also doing families before you sort of decided to specialize in boudoir?
Yes, it was. Yes. Yeah. I did a lot of pets. Yeah.
Okay. And even that, at some point you're doing families, you're doing pets and stuff like that, and even weddings. And at some point you were just like, we need to focus all in on boudoir.
So with the pet thing, I think I saw Justin. I think you saying you're trying to get a pet thing going. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the plan.
So I've spoken about this before. So I got into pets because I like pets. We've always had dogs, and that's great. And I've got a close friend, and she helped me with it as well. She's a really good pet photographer. And I was doing it, and it was fine, and I was making money, and it was easy, and not easy is the wrong word, but it was great. But what I came to the conclusion was that whilst I love dogs, I'm not a genuine dog nerd. I'm not a dog daddy. You know what I mean? Like I found it difficult to personally I just found it difficult to connect to these people who were more hardcore than me about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I thought I was paying lip service a little bit, like I was just like, you know, and that's sort of why I stopped doing it. Not because I didn't like it. I love photographing. The actual photography was awesome. I love photographing dogs. It's awesome. I love it. But I just found that I was on the same wavelength as the clients, to be 100% truthful. They're just different people to me. And that doesn't make them better or worse, obviously. They're just slightly different. Whereas, like, we've always had dogs, but they've always just been our dogs. You know what I mean? You know, they live in the house and we do all that stuff, but we're not like dog freaks. So
yes.
Does that answer that? Sorry.
That's what I was curious about. Was it not a good business, or was it?
No, it was great.
It just wasn't really for you. Like,
well, it wasn't for me. I love photography. It's a good business. But seriously, guys, all photography businesses are fine. Like, if it was me and I was starting again, and I didn't hate photographing kids, I would just do families. You know, that's what I would do. Yeah. Because there's so much work. Like, I've got a mate, I won't tell you his name, but he's doing over $500,000 a year just photographing families, but banging them out on Saturdays. You know what I mean? In Australia. Yeah. So that's what I would do personally, but I just can't stand photographing families. It just gives me, you know, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm too old.
You got to love what you do.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
Yeah, that's so true.
I imagine it's a very different feel of a session to a boudoir session. Like, boudoir is so much slower paced, quiet. Like, it's all very controlled, and like, and then if you get a family of 6 or 8 in there, kids, and it's just wild.
Well, parents are already agitated before they even show up. You know.
Yeah.
Well, we actually overdo the boudoir thing, and what I mean by we take too long. Like, we start at 10 in the morning and finish at 4 in the afternoon. That's a big day. You know, that's including the same day IPS. But we could trim that up and do 2 in a day if we wanted to. But, you know, we're happy just plodding along, doing what we're doing. You know what I mean? And giving these women doing our absolute best to give them the best experience we can. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So during that, like, how long are you shooting for in that time?
2.5 hours. Yeah. That includes outfit changes and stuff.
Yeah. So there's a bit of obviously just chatting time and hanging out beforehand.
Not really. There's hair and makeup at the beginning. That takes, like, Justina, who's, I don't know if she's still here or not. She's bailed or not. But she's Justin.
Another one,
fast, man. Like, that's hey, she's got a book stock. She's got this awesome online bookshop that sells like female porn books. You know, those romantic novel thingos. It's called what's it called? Spice. No. Her bookstore's called Allspice or something.
Okay, she says Richard is honestly amazing and will always recommend. And Justine is still here. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so Justine, she's like Speedy Gonzalez. She can do hair and makeup in like 45 minutes. She's really quick.
Wow.
She just bangs it out. Oh, yeah, Allspice Archive. Sorry. Yeah, that's the name.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Bookstore. Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. She's good fun. I photographed her twice. So we're like mates. If I see some weird movie that's based on a female book, I'll give her a call and say, I saw this weird movie that's based on a female book. What do you think of it? You know what I mean? So, they're like friends.
Can you walk? Let's walk us through a shoot day. Walk us through the sort of the timeline and what goes on one of your shoot days.
So good. So they come in. Obviously, they come in about 10. I'll give them a tour of the studio, show them where everything is, try and make them feel at home. Then we settle them in. Then I try and get them into hair and makeup as quickly as I can to get that rolling. Because often they're so nervous that you just need to push them along a little bit. Yeah. There's a lot of little things. It's going to sound really trivial and not strange, but trivial. But like, for example, I always make sure I greet them at their car, because it's so hard for them to walk through the door to an unfamiliar place. You know what I mean? So I'll go and meet them in the car, and Trace will go out there as well, and we'll greet them in, and then get them into hair and makeup. We got 4 hair and makeup artists. Justine is probably our most main one, because the other ladies, we've got our hairdressers and stuff as well who have jobs, but this is all Justina does, and she's amazing. She's a real hustler, Justina. She gets around doing stuff. She's good value. So I get the hair and makeup done, and then I show them, and then we just go over all the products again that I've explained to them on the phone or whatever, so they can see them and touch them and hold them. And then Tracey helps them pick out the outfits, what order we do them in. And so, for example, I usually start with like their least favorite one first, because that's when I get to feel the most awkward. And if they've got a special outfit, I'll do that second. You know what I mean? And so we'll go through a series of things. And like I mentioned at the beginning, I honestly photograph every woman differently based on their body types and what I think will look good and what their vibe is, and if they're more conservative, or if they want dark and moody, or if they want to do nudes or kinky stuff or whatever. So it just depends. So I literally base it on each individual lady, which we ask about in the lead up, of course. Then we do that. So and then I rush into and after we're finished, I go into the office, I pull all the images off the camera, create a slideshow in some software called Pro Select. That all happens in about 20 minutes or so, half an hour, pretty quick. Tracey will feed them, like give them a snack, and show them a before and after book of the editing process, because I'm showing the cameras off camera, they're pretty shit. You know what I mean? There's PowerPoints, light stands in the background, dirty floors.
So you know what I mean? You do the sale of fully unedited images?
100%, 110%. Yeah.
That's cool.
But you also show them what they're going to become.
Yeah, of other people's images as references of like, hey, this is what will happen to your image.
Yeah, I can show you the book if you want. I'll go and get it. Yeah, but so it's like before, after. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And actually, the reason that I originally did it was because I was recommended to do that by a mentor. He said that's a good idea, and it's actually. But what's happened is a little bit of time's gone by. It's become like a really valuable thing. And what I mean by a really valuable thing is that, for example, like the lady who came in 2 days ago, she couldn't believe they were her unedited. And here's the problem these days with AI and all these other pieces of software, is if you're bringing them back a week later to do the ordering appointment or whatever, the difficulty is that they're never going to know if those photos are unedited or not. I mean, they don't. In the back of their mind, they'll be, why don't they do anything to them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lady I was helping out in Canada, another photographer, I was coaching her a little bit. She's a very talented photographer. I was just helping her get started with the boudoir thing. But she'd been through her own experience, and then because that happened to her, even her as a photographer who knows all the stuff, in the back of her mind, she was like, I wonder if she did anything to them. You know what I mean? She wasn't sure. Mm-hmm. So we find that to be a real superpower. And I'll reiterate to the lady sitting next to me, and this is something I've been doing more recently. I'll explain. So look, I need you to understand. These are unedited photos of you. This is how you look. This is how your husband or wife or whatever sees you. This is, your loved ones see you. This is how you look. This is why your husband chases you around at night when you're tired and don't want to do anything. This is why. No, seriously. And they go, oh, because we get so used to seeing ourselves in shitty mirrors in the bathroom under fluoros and things like that. You know what I mean? So for them to see themselves from someone who's got a vague idea of what to do is really illuminating. And then the fact that they're out of camera gives you a huge amount of validity. So when they get their book or whatever you're selling them down the track, they know that it's them. That's really important.
Yeah, and it's been polished, but it hasn't been transformed. And you
100% correct.
You didn't.
100% correct.
Yeah. So I love that.
And we're very proud of that. And that's an unintended thing. That's something that just happened by accident, to be truthful. I didn't mastermind. I was like, oh, okay. But no, we're really big on that. We're really, really big on that. So and the other thing too is honestly just a logistical thing. We've got women coming from everywhere, from Brisbane and Bundaberg and all over the place, which is like 2 hours away. So for them to come back and to view photos, it's just a pain in the ass. And I won't do it over Zoom because Zoom sucks. You know what I mean? So I just hate it. You need to be sitting next to someone to go over it. So then we do that, and then we do the ordering, and then I kick them out, and that's the end of it. Yeah, and ask them for a review, and and that's basically it. Yeah.
And they're often wrapped up by 4. Is it, or is it sometimes even earlier than that? Or all about 4?
Usually like 3 or 4. Yeah, somewhere in that.
3 or 4.
Like, what's your turnaround time from then that in like initial shoot day, and then IPS, and then
to getting their products?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Or so is everyone getting products like wall art or albums?
Yeah, print. Yeah. So I always send through sneak peeks the next day. I'm very religious about that. Super religious about that, because I want them to they've been through the whole thing. They want to show their friends and their husband or whoever, you know, and they're all super excited, you know, like, I mean, seriously, why would you hold back? You know what I mean? So I'm even though it drives me slightly mental, get up early, do the thingos, and then I'll text it to them. Mm-hmm. And then from there, usually 3 to 7 weeks, depending on what they're getting. We get some albums from Graffi in Italy. We get some albums from, Queensbury in New Zealand.
Yeah.
They take a bit longer. We get the wall art from Australia. And the portrait boxes from Global. So 4 to 7 weeks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Sorry. Crikey.
No, you're right.
No, you're right.
So, hang on. One more comment to read out. I don't think we've read this one out yet. Vicky Bray N7D.
Vicky.
Morning. You are amazing, Richard.
I'm really enjoying this podcast. This is great.
Isn't it good?
It's good.
Isn't it good doing it live so people can pop in and just tell you how amazing you are? I feel like
I should do this once a week. You know what I mean?
This could be the most positive sort of comments a guest has got, because usually our guests get some positive comments and they also get some questions. So far, no questions, just praise, and
I love it.
I think that's pretty cool.
Vicky. There you go. Vicky's awesome. She came in here not last year, the year before. I think she came with her husband. She's about my age, in her 50s. You know what I mean? And she did amazing. She looked incredible. She's fantastic. Yeah. Hi, Vic.
You talked about outfits earlier. Are these outfits that the client is bringing with them, or do you also offer a wardrobe? How does that work?
Yeah, good question. So we've got a wardrobe, like a boudoir wardrobe. It's pretty basic in the sense that we've got it's just gowns and wings and shoes and stuff like that, and jewelry. Yeah. Not the actual underwear, because one, for hygiene reasons, like it'd be pretty disgusting wearing someone else's underwear, and two, wouldn't it? And with bras, especially, it's got it. And also, I sort of, to me, buying lingerie is kind of like buying shoes. They've got to fit properly. You know what I mean? You got to be right for you. Yeah. So we don't supply that, no. So most ladies either have it or they go out and buy it or whatever. Yeah.
Fully. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another question that's been, ever since I started researching you as a guest and seeing that duality of your business model, that you've got the portraits here and the corporate headshots, and you've got the boudoir over here. Do you get client referrals for one or the other, from one or the other?
Not really, to be truthful. Not really. I've had a few that inevitably you will, but certainly no. There's no steady work from it. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What percentage of your business now is headshots versus boudoir? Just rough split of revenue, or profit, or whatever.
15% headshots, maybe, if I'm lucky. So, I've been outsourcing. In fact, I met up with a fellow last week from my YouTube channel. Actually, he lives around the corner, like literally lives around the corner. Like,
that's awesome.
You meet, it's so weird, you know what I mean? So he dropped around, and so I've been referring stuff to him, like stuff that I can't do. Like, so I've still got I've got some pretty big clients still. Like I've got the ANZ Bank and Westpac, and one of my big clients out of Melbourne, Royal Canon. They make dog food. And the reason I do them is they had their conventions up here. So for example, I did 145 headshots in one day for those guys at their conference up here at Noosa. So awesome. So I've got a lot of repeat clients. I've got just regular repeat clients. Law firms, I'll send in the new people. Mortgage brokers, I'll send in the new people. So I kind of just tread water with them, and I do them. But like for example, I had one that came in. And he said, "Can you come to my thing and do some branding stuff?" As well. I was like, "Dude, I haven't got time. I'm sorry. I haven't. So I sent him this dude around the corner called Bruce. So Bruce, if you're watching, I hope you got that job. So that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Hey, how do you? I mean, don't have to. I probably can't tell us exactly, but you can go for example. How do you price 145 headshots in a day? Yeah. How do you approach that when they come to you and say, "Hey, we want to get some headshots done," and you're like, "What, 5?" And they're like 145.
Yeah.
So then what happens?
So I charge them a day rate. Okay. Yeah. And then what I do is I tack on a whole heap of stuff to make more money, to put it bluntly. So this is a day rate. Each person gets a photo, and then you can add on this one for fancy retouching. You can add on this one for, I call it. You guys still there?
Yeah,
we're still here. We're doing that thing where we focus on you.
We were listening to you.
Captivated.
We were captivated. We were like, how do you add on? What are you going to add on?
Yeah,
Sorry, I've lost the track of it. So day rate, and then like X amount per thingo for fancy editing. I have like what I call a headshot station where people can view in real time. So it's basically just a computer tethered to the camera, and then they can pick their photos in real time. So I charge extra for that. And I think something like that. I think it was like I'm trying to remember now. Like
That's
$6,500
amazing.
or something like that. Something like that. 6,500, something like that.
Yeah. So you charge extra for them to choose the photos rather than you having to manage that later on. You get that done.
Why would you do that?
On the day.
That's the worst idea ever.
That's so clever.
That is amazing.
Well, no, but the way you sell it is really simple. You just say, look, I don't want to have to come back and do it. I'm sure you guys are really busy. You don't want to have to redo it. Yeah. So why don't you pick them in real time? That way, if they hate them, they can just go and get another one. You know what I mean? Get back in line and do it again. And that actually happened. So poor Tracy there, who's not super awesome on computers, she's sitting there tethered, and I had them tethered to Lightroom in this case, and they just picked them out, and she'd just give them a red or a 5-star or whatever, and that was it. Yeah.
Great way to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I was tethered to Lightroom last night doing some product shots, and the stupid thing, every now and then, every 10 images or so, an image wouldn't come through, and it's killing me.
It sucks. Lightroom.
Does that happen to you?
For that? No, I followed. I followed some instructions on some dude on YouTube on how to set it up, and ever since I've done it like that, I've never had a problem. I can't remember how to do it, but I always just go back and look it up again.
Maybe I'm doing it in the wrong order, like turning it. Do I have to turn? Yeah, maybe I have to. I'll check that at John Gress. All right.
Allegedly, Capture One's the thing for that. If you're serious about tethering, allegedly Capture One is what you need to be using. I'm told. Yeah.
You don't shoot tethered for your boudoir in the studio?
No.
Have you ever thought about it, or is it not something you want? You don't.
I don't even display any. I don't even display any screens in the studio.
Okay.
Yeah. No distractions.
Everyone's frozen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're still here.
Justin was like this.
No, that's just his resting bitch face. Don't worry.
Resting podcast face.
I try and keep so like for example, when we show the photographs, we project them onto a wall in our room. We don't ever show them on screens or TVs or anything like that because that sucks.
Okay. I think this is actually a good time
they just look better. You know what I mean?
Bring up.
Yeah. They look better projected. Do you mean?
What's that? Sorry, I wasn't listening. So
they look better projected. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. The bad thing about doing it like this, I don't know about you guys. I just look at myself the whole time. It's really bad. Like when you have zoom ins or things like this.
No, I'm looking at you. You're supposed to look at us.
Yeah. We're all staring at you.
Right.
That's funny. All right. If you don't mind, I'm going to bring up. There's a blog post on your website about about your purpose-built studio. I might just pull that up to have a look at some of the photos, and you can maybe tell us anything that's sort of. Hang on.
Okay. That's what it looked like before we started. That's my block of land, right? That's my. It's
actually a great blog post. I really enjoyed reading this and seeing the photos of like this in progress production shots.
So that so this is a shed, right? And that was when they dropped the shed off. It had been raining a lot, as you can see. That was pain.
It always seems like a better idea before you start.
Yeah. There it is in progress.
You've got palm trees.
I don't. Yeah, they were there when I got here 25 years ago. Yeah,
so
I got it. Yeah.
Is there
We're
any
on 2
reason
acres
you didn't
here.
go like a concrete floor?
Yeah,
And-
because we're very close to flood level here.
Okay.
And we're lucky we don't flood. But my neighbour, you can't really see, but behind the shed, right, there's my neighbour's driveway. And when he replaced the driveway, he didn't put the drainage low enough, so the water backs up a bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of when it hoiks down, as only Queensland can,
Yeah.
it sort of dams up. And so we've got another shed in the back corner of our property where our daughter lives. And that when we get torrential rain, it will leak through. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to have that. So that's why I raised it up. That's honestly, it was more a practical reason than anything else.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Looks awesome.
And that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So that's what they pull up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you greet them at the car there on the crushed rock.
Yeah. There's actually hang on. Did I put the video up there? Did I? That's the internal.
I think there's one on YouTube, but yeah. So this is that's what they come into. This is like the entry.
But so see where the computer is. That's gone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I used to sit.
Oh yeah.
Because I was stupid, right? So what I did was I put that desk against the wall, and that's where our hair and makeup is now. Okay. And what we found is that by having the lady sitting out here in the reception, getting the hair and makeup out here, one, Tracey can hear them and give them drinks and stuff, which is important because the kitchen's around the corner. And two, they get to see all the wall art on the wall there, and then they buy wall art because people buy what they see. You know what I mean? So our sales went up 20% when I moved the makeup area. Like, you know what I mean? So wow. There's that. Yeah, sometimes the simple things will do all the heavy lifting. Yeah, that's the shooting. That's where I'm sitting now. I'm sitting. See where that pale rug is?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am right now. That's where I'm sitting right now.
Okay.
On that throne-looking chair, I assume.
I wish. No. That's just my everyday chair. That's just where I just hold court. You know?
It should be raised up a bit on like a plinth.
That's where I just sit. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got like this versatile shooting space. You've got seamless rolls on one wall. You've got like a sheer curtain that I can see.
So what's going on there?
Yes. You tell us about it.
Can you see behind me there? See. Hang on.
Let me switch this out. I can change this to that. Yeah. Oh, is that a Elastilite highlight?
Yeah. So I've got a couple of lights in there.
That's cool.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've got vinyl on the floor, gap tape down, and then a white wall. So that's my white area. I call it the white area. Right? And then I can drop those down to the other stuff. Then I've got this area here. That's not green because it's a green screen. It's just got like green. You know what I mean? Yeah. And also converts really well to black and white. Okay.
Yeah.
And then over here, see that mirror?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the makeup area used to be when I was stupid. All right. So that's the that's that. And then in here, I don't know if you can see in there. That's the change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like wings. You know
Put them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever do this just for fun when you're working by yourself in here and you just got editing to do? And you're like, I'm going to wear wings today.
Well, no, actually, we've got a tradition where we actually, it's too hard on my own. We actually got a tradition where we actually send out Christmas cards every year. And one year I sent them out with me shirtless wearing those as a Christmas card.
That's
so
awesome.
funny. Yeah.
That's so cool.
And,
That's great.
And that year, I even sent it to all my business clients. They're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Richard lost it.
So quick, just quickly for anyone that doesn't know what. So the thing that's behind Richard, the Elastilite highlight box. It's actually, imagine a giant rectangular reflector, like translucent. You know, like when you take the cover off a reflector and it's like a scrim, like a, what do you call that? Translucent thing. And imagine two of those.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Two of those separated, they're about 30 centimeters apart when it pops out, and you can actually put lights inside it, and it essentially just becomes a giant softbox. But it's only this deep, and then it's just huge. I think what's it, like 1.8 or 2.2?
Yeah,
or
I'm not sure.
wide,
Something like that.
1.8
Whatever the biggest. If there was a bigger one, I'd get that. But that's the biggest one you can get.
So it
So
kind of
you-
simulates a
You
big
use that like a
light.
window. Like that's what the shear's for, kind of like a backlit window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My understanding is that they were originally created to create pure white backgrounds, like so you
Yes.
just light the background. So they were more designed for corporate sort of fashion, that sort of stuff. So that's what they were created for. I don't really use it for that. I use it as a window, as a fake window, because then I can control it, obviously. So I can lock down the white balance. I'm not dealing with clouds. It's a bane of my existence. I use real window light because
it just changes.
Super annoying. Yeah.
Even the
I got everything locked into. Yeah, I've got custom white balances. I've got everything. Everything locked down, but to the best of my ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What lighting system are you using?
Brand, do you mean, or?
Yeah. Like what branded lights?
Godox, all Godox.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, same. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They're a bit inconsistent, but that's okay. Who cares?
Light, like color wise.
Yeah, color wise, and they can be a bit wonky. They can tend to. My mine is just a bit old. I'm using. I've had these same AD200s now for years, like years and years and years, and I'm noticing they're getting a bit weird occasionally. They'll over flash, so to speak. You know, like those. All of a sudden, you get the what happened
just blow out.
They just go like boom.
Yeah.
I
just wonder where it's almost like a full power pop comes through every now and then, or something like that.
Yeah, it's only been recent. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, but anyway, that's okay.
All right, let me pull this back up. And we'll just finish off going through the studio. Yeah,
there's a good video somewhere actually. It's got like my neighbour putting in a driveway and all that stuff.
This is the bit that I wanted to see. Yeah, this is a cinematic presentation room with a big like projector screen.
Yeah.
So
what you? Oh, sorry. Go on.
Sorry. No. Talk us through this. Like they come in, they sit down.
So that room is 6 by 4 meters. Okay, so 6 long, 4 wide. Okay, there's a couch at the back, a black couch. There's a projector up on the wall with its own computer running it, and it's just a business projector. It's just a 1080p projector, and I project onto this wall here, and that wall is 4 by 3.5 high or so. So it fills pretty much meters. That is obviously. Yeah. So it pretty much fills the whole wall. And the theory behind that is, and this is more of a sales thing, I guess, and it's no secret actually to even tell my clients this, is that the beauty about using a fairly low resolution projector and projecting onto a wall, it's not too sharp. Because the cameras are too sharp these days for portraiture, in my opinion. I use one of the... I do a lot of the photos with that lens.
You're a Canon shooter. Wonderful.
28 to 70, and that is ridiculous.
Oh, the F2.
It is so sharp. It's like
it is,
especially if you like. So it's too sharp for. Oh, thank you. She said I refer to this as a holy shit room because when you say that, when you see yourself.
That's.
So, but by projecting onto the wall, it's basically almost like built-in skin softening. You know what I mean? It's not too sharp. So it's very forgiving. It's very much like going to the cinema. You know how when you go to the cinema, you look at it, it looks beautiful and soft, and it's never sharp like looking on a TV. You know, like you look on a 4K TV and you're watching The Bourne Identity or something. You know,
sharpened or sort of thing. Yeah, it's like
but you go to the cinema and nothing's ever very sharp because it's probably in 50 frames a second or whatever that thing is. But that's the reason for it. So it's a little bit more forgiving. So that way, then they're not looking at themselves at ridiculously sharp 4K images before we had a chance to Photoshop zits and stuff like that. If you know what I mean. So
yeah. Okay. So they come in and you'll show them what you've selected. Do you have a ballpark how many images you would show someone after a shoot?
In recent times, I've seen to have landed consistently between 60 to 70.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty sharp. Like cull. That's a pretty sharp cull from like a 2-hour shoot.
Yeah, but the trick is what you've got to do is you got to be ruthless as well. And this comes with a little bit of experience. Because I've done so many now, I now just know what people are going to like and not like. I just know. I don't know. There's no science to it. But you've got to be really careful in the sense that you've got to just make a decision. Because if you show your clients stuff that's too similar, so say there's one like this, and there's one like this. Oh, I'm seriously. You got to pick between the two. You know what I mean? Like, because because some look great with their eyes shut and some look great with their eyes open. You know what I mean? So, but if you torment your clients by showing them like 150 photos, this is just my opinion. I mean, everyone does it differently. This is how I like to do it. Then they can't decide, the poor bastards. You know what I mean? They're like, I don't know what to do. And, you know. So you better off just like making a decision for them and not making a decision for them. And then occasionally, if you ever need, you can always go back and say, look, let me go and have a quick look and see what else I've got. Because sometimes I might say, and this happens really, really rarely, like, have you got anything like that, but where I'm smiling more? You go, let me go and have a look. You know what I mean? But if you fatigue your clients with too much decision making, they're not going to make a decision. It's impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like your product offerings that you've got to keep it simple. You've got to keep it down to 5 things. Otherwise, no one will make a decision.
Oh, we're definitely talking about that soon. We'll be coming back to that. But so I remember, I think it was Jerry Jonas. I can't remember. And maybe you remember me saying this, Jim, back in the day at some point. But I picked it up somewhere on my self-taught photography journey. And they said, if you can't pick between 2 photos and you keep going back and forth, it doesn't matter. Just pick one because they're so similar. It's irrelevant. But don't show both of them to the person. Like if you can't pick between them, how are they going to pick between them? And it's exactly what you're saying. It's like just
I think it's been cruel to them because you're trying to make them pick one. It's just too hard. Yeah. It's just like you know.
Okay. Matt Palmer, photo coach. Good to see you. Actually,
there was a question. There was a question from Black Swan Boudoir.
Oh no, that's Dawn. That's my friend Dawn. She's in Seattle, I think.
Oh, cool.
I think.
Welcome.
Seattle, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
She's
got a Boudoir studio over there. Yeah.
I assume this question's referring to like the photography setups, like window sort of looking or different. I assume that's what you mean. Which set is your favorite and which is the client's favorite? I assume it's.
I don't really have a favorite. I like what people like. You know, I mean, I don't really care. Probably, probably that one there. To be truthful, that one there with the last light, only because it's so soft, and you can dual purpose it. If you go back and look through some of my photos on Instagram, there might be some there. But I use, for example, those boxes, so those white boxes in the background. I'll set them up on things like that using that, and so you're getting that backlight. The thing that changed my life with photography was that. I had my original mentor, a guy called Steve Saporito, who some of you might have heard of. He's a bit of a legendary studio dude. He dropped into the studio one time when he was on holiday, and he said, "Just shoot into the shadow side." I said, "Okay, fine, I'll do that." And that if you look at all my photos, you'll see that consistently. That I'm always shooting into the shadow side, or backlit or whatever, and it's just way more forgiving and way more interesting. I don't light anyone from the front anymore because it looks shit, in my opinion. I just can't even look at it anymore. It's like, you know. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So always lighting from behind, sideways, whatever. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah. I think that's it's another Jerry Jonas
thing
that I picked up.
That's the whole secret.
Short side of the face, I think he used to call it. But basically, the side of the face that has a shadow on it.
She's got. As a client, my favorite is the black area, and also, I've got a sex chair. One of those curvy sex chairs. It's pretty cool. I'll show you. Hang on.
There you go. Let's bring you up.
Is that the one we saw? Yeah, we saw you in that earlier, I think. Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If you want, after the podcast, if you want to celebrate a successful podcast, go and Google Tantra chair. I think it's what it's called. And there's a couple really going at it, giving a demo on their website. So that's always a good place to go.
Actually, we've got a video. Do we have a video of Richard showing off?
I was going to say, I did find that before. Where is that? Let me, because
it's on Instagram.
Yeah, I assume you help demonstrate. Press the wrong button. During the shoots, is that something you do often? So you'll say, "Hey, I want to get you in this position, laying like this or whatever," and you'll actually go and show them so that they understand what you're asking them to do. Is that a common thing?
I demonstrate every pose.
Okay. Has that improved your ability to pose?
I guess so. It's kind of funny because I'm an overweight middle-aged man, as you can see, and. I think it just breaks the ice a bit too because I'm a bit dorky. You know what I mean? I go, what the hell?
So are those all shot against that?
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
These are amazing.
She's really nice.
This
She's
is-
actually.
So you didn't even need to put the gown on, I assume, but is it like, why did you put the gown on? Was it so you could show how to? Oh, I see. To move,
I just
how to
felt
move
like
it.
I just want to up my game a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay. These are great. These are so good.
Okay.
If
So this is
just go to Thrive Boudoir on Instagram later if you want to see these. If you're not watching the video, go to Thrive Boudoir on Instagram at Thrive Boudoir, and then just go to Reels, and you'll just see anywhere where you can see Richard is probably going to be a funny reel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're
Another great comment here. As a client, my favorite is the black area, but also the spicy chair with the white background. Seems to be a very popular choice.
Yeah, that's this one here. This I just showed you that before, didn't I? Oh, yeah. So this is the black area. So I'm just using strip boxes, and that's how they come out like that. So there you go.
So you just get rid of the pole, the light stands later.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Pretty easy fix, obviously. Yeah.
Are you using a Voto to do that yet, or are you still doing like Photoshop?
No, a little bit. I'm not 1,000,000% sold on a Voto yet for Boudoir. It doesn't work 100% because of it works perfectly for headshots, but with Boudoir, I'm finding you still have to do it manually because upside down, shadow and stuff like that. It's just not quite there yet. But I do use a Voto. I use a Voto for the sneak peeks in the morning, the next morning. Just because I have to do them so quickly, then I'll circle back and do them again, do them properly.
Ah, interesting. So you'll do those twice because you just need to get them through quick. And
Yeah. I mean, and to be truthful, the ones that I pick for the sneak peeks, I hope my clients aren't listening to this. the ones I pick for the sneak peeks are the ones that I know are easy to edit because I just haven't got enough time to do it quick.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How many sneak peeks are you sending through?
2, 3, 4, 5, something like that.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
So nothing crazy, just
Enough
to know that they got.
I just SMS them through. Yeah, just send via text.
Can I ask you a business question about
Please
that?
do.
And if any of your clients are listening, we just need to know because it's really
They've all been here. They've all spent money. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. So when the way that your pricing works, I assume, is it's like it's a session fee, and there's hair and makeup and stuff that's all got to be done. There's a big investment on your side from a business point of view, and a reasonably low investment from the session fee from the client. As in, if they wanted to just pay for that time for you and the hair and makeup artist, it would probably be a lot more than what the session fee is. If they just wanted to book you and then get all the photos, you know what I mean? As in, if it was a different pricing model, it would be, like when you did the headshots, it would be a much higher upfront fee.
Okay.
But you do a low fee and then sell the images for the sneak peek. Are they only images from the sneak peek that they've already purchased in other products, or how do you structure all of that? Because everyone wants some digital files for social media or whatever, but we really want them to also have wall art and albums and all that great stuff. How do you balance that out?
It's a good question. So the way that I do that is because my experience has been that when people ask for digitals, in this genre especially, is what they're actually asking is not always, but most of the time is what they want. They want them for their phone, and they want to show their friends and whatever, or give them to the husband, partner, or whatever. So if that comes up, what I say to them is, I say, look, we will gift you a copy of the photos, okay, digital photos, and we choose to distribute that via a Pixie app. Okay, which looks like this. I'll show you. Hang on. So, can you see this? So, see all those icons? They're all girls, right? So, let me just find one. Hang on. That I'm allowed to show. Hang on, I better not accidentally bring one up. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on YouTube. Don't bring up anything too.
That's what I'm worried about. If I bring up any nude by accident, that'll be problematic. Just picking out one with nude. I actually tried to send a thing to a client that had all these nudes, like I did a video, and that's right, and then YouTube blocked it. So I can show you this one, okay, because I think that's okay. There's no nudes there. Okay, cool. So what happens is I send them this. It's like so. Hang on, I'll start again. So it looks like that on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And click on that, and that comes up. Okay, click on View Photos, and there they are. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
And these are duplicates from the album.
Mm-hmm.
And you can save them off here to your reel. So, for example, the ladies who are getting married, they can, because they're low resolution little photos, they can print little Polaroid style ones. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which has been a TikTok trend in recent times. Mm-hmm. So that's how we do that. But to answer your question about the sneak peeks, is I just send them the ones that they've bought, not for any other reason that they like them, obviously, otherwise they wouldn't have bought them. There's no point in sending them stuff that I like, you know what I mean? So you just pick the ones that they've purchased. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so if they didn't purchase anything, which I'm assuming is pretty rare with your business.
Yeah, very rare to be truthful. Yeah.
Very rare. If they didn't purchase anything, would you still send a sneak peek through, or is that not even something that you think about?
Yeah, because I don't want to be a prick about it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're not like, you know, it's not like I spent 7 weeks creating an oil painting. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
You just move on because
Look, honestly, some photographers are just too precious about their work, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like just yelling at them. Let's relax. You know, seriously, what are we doing here? No, like we're not curing cancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
So,
I don't
okay.
Yeah.
So, and then the idea is that you know that you've set your pricing up that averaged out across all your clients, it'll work for the business. And some clients won't spend much, but others will spend what needs to be spent, and it works out in the long run.
I think the really important thing to do is, if you're going to pursue this as a career, you need to reverse engineer where you need to be income-wise. Because I talked about this in one of the YouTube videos I did, is that the mistake that I'm getting off track a little bit, but so let's say, for example, you got a job, and I don't know, let's say you work at local council for $80,000 a year. Let's just say that. What most people try and do is they try and replicate that income. They say, if I can make $80,000 a year, I'll be okay. You know what I mean? And I get it, because, you know, they've got bills, they've got a mortgage, sometimes commitments, stuff like that. Trouble with that is that the difficulty with that is you've got to look at that and go, well, hang on, I'm going to work harder, be more stressed, and it's going to be hard, you know, way harder than having a job, and I can do this as a side hustle. You know what I mean? And you're probably going to have to be turning over probably 100-ish to clear 80. You know what I mean? Somewhere, or maybe not that much, 140-ish, roughly, which is quite a bit. You know, we're talking nearly $3,000 a week, and when you're starting out, that's not easy. So you need to reverse engineer where you want to land, and then say, all right, well, I can do 2 shoots. You know, if you want to make $3,000 a week, it means you might have to sell $5,000 worth of stuff, which might mean you have to do 2 shoots a week. So it means you've got to find 100 shoots a year. You know what I mean? So you've got to do it like that. You can't. You got to ignore industry averages, because no one knows what they're doing and everyone's broke. So don't go on industry averages. No one cares. Like, they're all idiots, half of them. You know, in terms of business. You know what I mean? Like, the majority of photographers are broke. So you got to do this from your point of view, in my opinion. Does that make sense? I hope I sound too correct.
Yeah.
No.
But why copy the industry? Everyone's complaining about being broke. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? So, that would be my advice. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I heard, you're probably familiar with Alex Hormozy, Richard.
Are
you familiar with that guy?
I love his stuff.
I was listening to one of his things the other day, and he said he got pushback once from a business that said that when he was telling them that they need to increase whatever metric, they said, well, we're already at the industry average. And he was like, who would want to strive to be the middle? Meaning that half the people are better than you and half the people are worse. Like, you're at the middle of the pack. Who would be like, we want to be the industry average? You don't. You want to be way above the industry average to be successful.
Because what happens, everyone does it. Let's forget about photography. Let's say, for example, you're a dog groomer. Let's just say you're a dog groomer. I don't know what. Let's just say that. So you go, all right. So you contact all the dog groomers there. You look up their websites. You go, all right, well, they're $100, they're $80, they're $50, they're $150. I'm gonna go 90 bucks. But because I'm new, I'm gonna go 70. You know what I mean? Just so I can get some clients. That's a recipe for disaster out of the gate. You know what I mean? Like that's the, you know, like you gotta like I said, you gotta go the other way. You gotta figure out what you want to make, and that applies to everyone in business.
Okay.
Especially service businesses where your time's limited, where you're just essentially selling time. It's it's not like you could scale. It's very difficult to scale time once you start employing people. So you got to be really mindful of that. It's not like we're selling bloody things on Amazon, you know, where we just when we sell more,
10 or 100 or 1,000, it doesn't make too much difference.
It makes no difference really. No,
you can't book in 1,000 boudoir shoots a month. You just can't unless you have a ton of photographers. Yeah.
Correct.
Quick pause for a comment from Michelle Manning, 4992. Richard, you made me have a cute bum. It's one of my favourite photos.
I love Michelle. She's good. She's good fun. Thanks, Michelle, if you're still there.
The client love is obviously that's got to be one of the biggest secrets to your success. Is
I just say that the secret of our success is my sparkling personality. I'm joking. I don't mean.
But I don't know if it's that much of a joke. I think that might be a big part of it. Obviously, great service, great photos, but building a connection with people so that they enjoy being around you. You know, like they're not like, oh, that was a bit of a chore, but I like the photos. Yeah, they're like, I'm going to watch Richard on a podcast. You know, it's a very different thing.
I think it. I don't think it even matters what genre you do, but if they don't like the experience, they're not going to like the photos.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's exactly.
And a person who likes the experience is going to tell other people about it.
100%. Yeah.
People remember how they feel.
I remember back when I did families, you know, like I could just tell when they had a fight on the way to the studio, for example. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you get that vibe and you go, this is going to suck. because no matter how good you are, they're going to relate to feeling like they've had a fight on the way to the studio when they see the photos. So you've lost. You have lost immediately. You can't, you know. So
they will remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And nothing you can do can change that.
No. So I think the experience is half the battle. If they like you and they like the experience, then it's half the battle, in my opinion. Literally half the battle. Yeah.
Okay. There's a million topics that we could go into from here.
Yes.
Do you have you got any questions yet, Jim? Or do we want to introduce Richard into your boudoir business and see if he's got any thoughts? Where should we go from here with this podcast? Anyway, what do you reckon?
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should do that. Let's have a look at Jim's stuff.
Help fix.
Just give me once.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll get everything ready. I'll pull up at a website. I got a price list, which that should be able to do that. I've got that. I've got all of Jim's information. Quick comment from me, Amused. The only other person I follow that does boudoir photography is Matt Granger. What is it with Aussies and boudoir? I don't know. Surely that's a big thing.
Most of the boudoir people I know are overseas. You know?
Yeah, it's a massive thing in the States.
Yeah. There's only a few of us. Yeah.
You know what's an interesting niche in the US that doesn't seem to exist here at all, but I actually think is very cool are the high school portraits that people do.
They call it high school seniors, don't they?
Seniors, yeah. So when they're about to graduate, they'll get a shoot with a professional photographer that really builds on who they are as a person and their extracurricular activities. So if they're if they're a netball player, it'll be a shot of them as if they're an Olympic netball player, lit, sunset. Like they'll Photoshop in. Oh yeah, it is a huge thing, and there's people that have a full. Obviously, it's probably tough because it's a bit seasonal, but there's people that have full businesses based around it, and it's always like lit, really dynamic, like sports shots that you would see on the cover of a magazine, but with just a high school kid on them that's their thing. That's what they're into.
There's another one too. The South Americans do it. They've got this really beautiful name. Starts with Q. It's like it's almost like a bar mitzvah for women, but South American tradition.
Okay.
I can't say it. I had a friend.
Quintessella? No.
Yeah, something like that. Something like. Hopefully, someone will know. Hopefully, someone will correct our butchering
like a coming of age
of their beautiful tradition. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Dawn.
Still, Quinceanera.
Jesus Christ. You should see when I get clients who aren't Australian with like Asian names, I'm just appalling. I can't. I can't say the names. It's really bad.
Just say it. Yeah. I mean, we do it on the podcast. You just kind of say it, and then they'll correct it.
I'm such a Queenslander. You know what I mean? I got that real Queensland thing. Hey, can you put me on pause for a minute? I just got to go. Can you?
Yeah. Hang on. Hold on 1 second. Done. Go on.
We'll just take this moment to remind everybody that this is the Camera Life podcast, and we come live to you twice a week, every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time at the moment, or Standard Time later in the year. We interview an amazing photographer, and we do it live so that you can be a part of that discussion and ask questions and make comments. And then every Monday evening at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight or Standard Time, we have our random photography show where we look at industry news, industry trends, new product releases. We discuss topics that are relevant to photographers, and we also look at your images. That's right. You can send your images to justin@luckystraps.com and
.au.
Sorry, get every time. We'll bring up your image or images, and we can show them on the show, and we can have a chat about them. And as I said, we do that every Monday evening. But you will only know that happens if you subscribe. If you subscribe and hit the bell icon to always or all, you'll get notified in your time zone when the next episode of the Camera Life podcast is coming to you live. And also, don't forget, we are proudly supported by luckystraps.com. That's us as well. We sell T-shirts, we sell merch, but most importantly, we sell premium handmade leather camera straps made right here in Australia. Mm-hmm. And they have a range of amazing features. Putting aside the amazing quality of the leather, we also have slash-proof nylon webbing, and we have a patented. Is it patented? It's ours anyway. It's a quick release system.
It's not patented.
It's not patented.
No, it is ours. It's unique.
Oh yeah, it is unique. Quick release system allows you to connect with your craft faster than ever before. So head to luckystraps.com and use code Greg. You get a discount. Don't use Jim. No,
they all work.
Mine's the biggest discount.
It's not.
Pretty sure.
It's the same.
They're all the same.
Whatever.
Okay, so how's Jim? Your ideas percolating? Have you got some questions built up for Richard?
It's been do with your business. Nice to listen.
Yeah.
I think the only question is, what do I do first? What's the number one thing I need to change?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I already know what that is, but I'm going to let Richard. Well, you want to know while he's not here? You want me to say what I think it is?
Yeah. What's your prediction?
Pricing model.
Yeah.
Change the pricing model, I think, and pricing model which leads into offer. So the
sales, like the post sales.
Well, post sales obviously, we'll have to change with the pricing model, but I think it's like, what are you putting out there to attract clients as the this is what we do and this is how much it costs. And I think changing your pricing model, always coming back. I don't want to give him any hints. I think he'll give a much better answer than me, because he's done. What did he say? How many shoots he's done? I don't know. We'll see. We'll ask him in a second when he's back. He's back. Hello. Can you hear us?
Hello. I can. Can you hear me? No.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I can.
You're blurry.
Hang on.
There we go.
Here's my joke.
The frozen joke.
Dear idea.
All right.
Terry, Terry. Sorry.
Who? Terry?
She's got, my client, Terry. One of the bookshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's been popping in.
She was here 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Nice. Hang on.
She said it's definitely not a joke. You're amazing at what you do. I honestly
wait a minute.
wouldn't
She
go
sent me a
anywhere
text.
else for Boudoir. Yeah. Oh,
I had to leave to do. She said, "Hi Terry, I've had to leave to do some work, but the podcast is great. Thanks for the shout out. That's okay, Terry. Thank you for." Terry's been here twice. She's fabulous. She's an awesome woman. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That's so cool. What?
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into Jim's Boudoir business, do you have a ballpark idea on what percentage of your clients come back for another shoot?
It's not huge. It's not massive. In under 10%. I send out a big special once a year in January after Christmas to entice them back in.
Okay.
So this year I always send it out in January. So we send out the Christmas cards. Do you want to see my Christmas cards? I can go and get them in a minute.
I'd love to.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. So I send out the Christmas cards because it's become a bit of a tradition. And then I send out like a special in January that expires at the end of January. That gives them a special deal as past clients. This year I booked 7, I think, which is not that many, but it's, it gets a little bit more each year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll go get the Christmas cards. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, Christmas cards are a great idea. I'd like to do Christmas cards for all of our previous podcast guests. I think that'd be fun.
Very cool. Yeah. What's your battery check, Greg? How are you traveling?
Doing okay. The MacBook's holding up, 83%, and my phone, which isn't tethered, is at 81%. So, both new Apple products. Yeah, I've got hours. Yeah. I could do this all day, Jim.
Yeah, you probably could have ran the mic off the MacBook.
Yeah. I wonder how much of a difference it would have made.
It would draw a bit of power, but yeah, if you've only drawn 15% in an hour and a half, it couldn't have drawn that much power. That's really good.
Yeah.
The MacBook Pro batteries are amazing. They just, I can go days without having to plug it in.
Yeah, crazy.
I can't find them. I forgot we had a clean out. I think they're in the container somewhere.
That's okay. That's okay.
Just scroll through my Instagram, you'll see them. They're just silly cards, you know what I mean? Just funny cards.
Just fun. Yeah. I think it's a great idea to keep in touch with everyone.
And you're posting these out, or you're just posting it online?
No, I post them in the post. Yeah. It does two things. One, it keeps you front of mind with your clients because it's you got to keep at it. You know what I mean? Because even though you got on really well with them, like 5 years goes by and then they forget who you are. Obviously, So there's that. And who gets like, and the really nice thing is like our client because we make a real effort. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're really silly. They're fun. Like the last one I did was I can't share a screen here, can I?
Yeah,
you can. Yeah, and I just have to bring it. Like you can hit share. There's a little plus button down the bottom, and then I'll just add it to the thing. But otherwise, I can.
But if you get. So like the last one we had, there's me leaning up against a chair, leaning up against our red couch, our 3 makeup artists and Tracy, and a mirror in the background. I had a Santa thing up here, and I only had undies on underneath. So in the mirror from behind, that's it there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
So that's one of them. That's my wife on the far right, the one with the red top. That's Tracy. Justine is the one with the red, the one next to Tracy with the red ribbons in her hair. And that's my. So we send them out every year. You know what I mean? And and our clients actually tell us they actually leave them up. There's Justina. There you go, Justina. Yeah. So Justina. So we. But the nice thing is what they tell us is they don't get Christmas cards anymore. And they leave them out all year. So there's that. So hopefully their friends see them. It's just marketing. That's all it is. It's just to be truthful, it's marketing. And it's a nice thing to do. It's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Do you think word of mouth, like friends of friends, is a big part of your booking?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah. It's really credibility is everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So even when we run promotions, what we find is because I run promotions all the time. You know what I mean? On with advertising. But what happens is a lot of it's subtle, like you'll get these things through and then they'll reveal to you, oh, well, I checked you out with my friend who'd done it before at your studio. Yeah. That's a very common thing. Mm-hmm. So what tends to happen is your advertising and your marketing tends to drive your referral traffic. You know what I mean? But especially if you use a photo of someone who's been in before and they recognize that person. So that's a really big thing. Yeah.
All right. Actually, that reminds me. So before we bring up some of Jim's stuff, because this will be one of the questions, I'm sure, about how he can get more bookings. I was watching your most recent YouTube video, which is a 40-minute epic on basically Facebook advertising, essentially, or meta advertising, and different types of offers and that kind of thing. And it broke down how different lead generation tactics and different offers can get different qualities of leads and all that sort of stuff. Great video. Go watch it. We won't recap the whole thing on the podcast here. So go watch it if you're into trying to figure out how to do Facebook or meta advertising for photography. But the question I had is, so one of the examples was something like a giveaway, where 6 people might win a free shoot that also includes some sort of free product. So they come away with something for $0, but it'll say, it's for 6 people. And a question I had was, is that something you would run to get 6 clients and then that's it? Is that, and then you have to come up with a completely new campaign, or do you just run that one again? How does that work?
Well, I look at it more like 6 a month, for example, if I continue to run it. Okay.
Right. So for this promotion. So, but then again, I think at last when I said I'm looking for 17 people, I don't know why, because I want 17 people a month. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. I'm so sorry. What was I saying? That's okay. So often the Facebook ads will have some sort of, and this is for like lots of portrait studios, everything, pet photography, all that stuff. People will advertise a special where it's like, hey, we're doing a giveaway, but it's limited to a number of people. We even see it with gyms all the time. They'll be like, we're looking for 10 people, 10 men in the Bendigo area who want to get fit and healthy. And I'm like, tell me it's not only 10 that you want.
You wouldn't take 12?
I bet. I'm sure they would take 12. But do you need to change that every time?
I've always said with that bit, just in my opinion, just be honest with it. You know what I mean? So if you want to get 8 a month, just say you want looking for 8. You know what I mean? Just don't exaggerate it. Like in our case, we want to do 12 to 16 a month. So we will say we're looking for 17 people, for example. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's personally the way that I choose to do it. My thing is just when in doubt, be honest. You know what I mean? Like just just keep it simple. Otherwise, and when I run these promotions and I have that initial conversation with our clients, I just tell them the truth. I say, look, this is a promotion. We're doing this because we're trying to get people in the door. I don't say that exactly, but I just I say, look, this is the reason we're doing this is it's a promotion. I go, oh, great, thank you. And they don't care. Like they just want to get something for whatever, you know what I mean? So
it's still a deal. It's still they're still actually getting a better deal than if they just come in and paid the full price or whatever, because it is still an offer. It's not like if a business has a $50 off thing to go out for dinner. It's still $50 off, even though you've got to pay for the rest of dinner. It's still a deal.
And the way that I run, I don't know, am I saying it? Like even the ladies who are here have been watching this. That I'm pretty sure all of them came in on this offer. And that the offer is for us is we say they can do the session for free, right? That's including hair and makeup, okay? Even though we have to pay for that, and we give them a credit towards stuff, okay? So. But we do take a $200 deposit as a booking fee, as a reservation fee, like a motel would. You know what I mean? To make sure they turn up. And so we are in fact risking a day's work and paying hair and makeup, because we will, if they don't like the photos, they don't want to get anything else, we will refund them that deposit. Okay. Yeah. So that's how we get to be truthful. That's kind of that Alex Emoji thing, Justin. Make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no. Now,
exactly.
The industry, not my studio, we run really high, but the industry, like for family photographers and things like that, they run at about, if they choose to do that model, they'll run like between 15 to 20% no sale rate, meaning people will take the free thing and leave, and that's fine. You just got to live with that. But you get to sell to 80% of the people, so you got to look at it like that. You know what I mean? So I think as long as you do it, the really big thing is as long as you do it ethically and explain things, and if people ask explain everything, all that sort of stuff, you'll be fine. Where it goes pear-shaped is every year there seems to be some controversy where some fucking studio will drag people in and misrepresent the offer, lock people in a room, won't let them leave until they buy stuff, literally say things like, well, gee, if you don't buy these photos, what happens if you die tomorrow? What are your kids going to do then? You know, I mean, this is what happened with that.
We're going to delete them. Yeah.
Yeah. All that.
Friends of mine got copped with that in a studio in Melbourne, one of the more well-known studios in Melbourne. She took her kids there, and as you know, taking the family somewhere is an effort. So you've got sort of that sunk cost already of time and effort. And then they put her in a room. She hadn't been presented with the prices beforehand. She was sort of shocked with the prices. And then they said, if you leave, we delete the photos. Because she said, I just want to talk to my husband about, like how much whether I should do this or not. And they said, well, unfortunately, we delete the photos if you don't buy anything.
Yeah,
and she said it was the worst experience of her life. She bought the photos because she wanted them, but she said she'll always remember how bad she felt in that moment, how horrible it was.
And of course they're not going to delete the photo. They're lying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because then she could go back the next day and go, actually, I decided to spend $5,000. They'd be like, we found the photos. We actually found them.
Yeah. I get that question a little bit. They'll say like, how long do you keep the photos for? Which means two things. It means two things. I think either one, I want to think about it a little bit. Can I get back to you? Or two, I want to buy these and can I get stuff in the future if I want it? It's usually one of those two things. And I just tell them the truth. I say, look, we don't delete them. I say, what happens to them? We put them on an archive drive. But the only thing is that they don't get backed up. So if that drive crashes, that's the end of it. Because I can't get everything.
You're not guaranteeing an archive for them. You're just saying
you can't.
Be here,
it's just too much data. It's just too much data. To back up that much data is insane. So that's the way that I tackle that. And then and what I choose to do is when I book them in, I just explain to them on the face, look, this is a promotion. You're welcome to come in and take the free thing. That's fine. But just be aware, we've got stuff from $950 to $3,500 should you choose to do it. Some ladies spend a little bit. Some ladies spend over $10,000. You can do whatever you want to do. There's no right or whatever. And then when they come in, I show them all the stuff before the shoot. I run them through all the products one at a time, put it in their hands, and make sure they understand what everything is. So you're not ambushing them in the room later on. Like what you're talking about, Justin, with your friend. It sucks. It's awful, And then if they want to think about it, you say, that's fine, and that's whatever, And we have our no-sale rate's under 1%,
Wow.
So
fine. The other thing I've heard is that I saw this on a studio. I think it was a US studio, but they have a policy that that all the decision makers must be present for the in-person sales session.
I like that.
I'm like, what?
That's what they're referring to.
As in, like, if say, let's say it's a family photo session, that both the husband and the wife must attend the in-person sales session, even if one of them works, even if if the wife's got a full-time job running a bank or something, and then the husband's got to be like, you got to take time off work to come in and sit in this sales session. She'll be like, no, you can just order whatever you want. They're like, no, we need that, because they don't want that objection. Because people will say, I've got to check with the other person, and that's an objection to stop the sales process.
You've got to just frame it up differently. You just got to come up. I'm a great believer. You solve solutions without like, for example, I don't use contracts. Okay, I'm getting off track a little bit, but I just don't use them. My only contract I use is a model release because I don't want to get sued if I display photos of women. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But like, for example, man, I'm getting off track now. But like our payment plans, I don't even have a contract for them. I just trust people. I'll pay it. They'll be fine. And they all do. You know what I mean? It's like I just don't care anymore. Like I've been a pawnbroker, for God's sake. And
you had a lot of contracts.
And so it's sort of like what I've learned is how can I explain it? The less you push, the easier it is. If you push people, they will push back. If you let them make their own decisions and all that sort of stuff, they'll be fine. Don't get me wrong. You have to help people sometimes make better decisions. Some people will literally say, "Can you help me?" And you go, "Yeah, it's great, whatever." But I think that I look at it this way. I think the only thing especially in a boutique industry like photography, my personal opinion, you've got to protect your reputation at all costs. And that means eating shit sometimes. You know what I mean? That'd be like, even though you might refund someone or reprint something or what, just do whatever you got to do. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? I've noticed, this is my personal opinion, too many people want to be right, meaning that they want to be, they want to be able to say, I told you so. No, I told you these things. You know, they want to be right. They'd much rather be right than be profitable, which is stupid. Yep. Like, I'd much rather have money than whatever.
Yeah.
But you got to, in this industry, you got to, in my opinion, you got to guard your reputation with everything you've got. It's all you've got.
Yeah.
Because it'll bite you on the ass if you don't. And the big thing is those like, you might have 500 reviews, and if you've got 20 bad ones saying I felt ambushed and that sort of thing, they're hurting you more than you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it comes back to that. It only takes one bad review to ruin your year.
Yeah. I think the damage is you can't. It's a little bit like security. It's like having security measures. Like, you don't know how effective they are because they've stopped things from happening. Reputations like that, in my opinion, you don't know how a bad reputation will affect you because you haven't had it yet. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And once you've got it, it's too late.
I think a couple of bad reviews is fine. You're going to eventually get them. I actually kind of, in a weird way, wish I had one, just because it looks weird, like having so many good ones. But I think that, and speaking of reviews, because I've dealt with bad reviews before, believe me, in different businesses. But you just, as long as you answer them professionally and pragmatically, just say thank you for your feedback. Sorry you feel that way, rather than go on a big defensive rant, because no one will read it, no one cares. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And most level-headed people will appreciate that all businesses will get a bad review from time to time. So that's whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I apologize.
No, this is it's supposed to be that. The rants are what we want. Then we can make clips and we'll go viral and we'll be the biggest podcast on the planet for photographers that you can, live call in on Monday nights. You guys should join us on Monday nights if you want to actually ring the phone line and just be on the podcast too, because that's a real thing.
You don't have to be in the chat.
No, you can just join us.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, before I say that, so we had a ton of 5-star reviews for the camera straps for a while, and no other ones, to the point where someone did question. They were like, "Oh, so you obviously delete all the bad reviews," and I was like, "No, we just don't get the bad." And then we got, exactly. You can't. It's all Shopify verified. It's all through a separate app. And anyway, we had one 5-star review of a guy who was furious because he was under the impression he was buying the camera that was pictured in the photographs with the camera strap. And so it was at that point, that was the first time, and that's when I realized why big businesses have to do this stuff, that I had to go through the website and put a disclaimer on every page that says, please note, this $150 camera strap does not include the $5,000 camera that's pictured with, and it also doesn't include the people in the photo, like Jim, who's in some of the product shots and things like that. It's only the camera strap.
It's so stupid. Yeah.
It's so stupid. But that was a real thing.
I remember I had that at the pawnbrokers. We had this. I put an ad up somewhere. I took a photo of a display cabinet of all the jewelry or something. I can't remember now. Something like that. And you know how, like in Facebook Marketplace, you can't put a range. You can only put a price. Yeah. And so I put free, and then in the thing, jewelry ranging from $10 to 10,000 sort of thing, and blah 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 blah. Yeah. Some guy, I expect to get. I'm going to drop in there in an hour. I want everything for free, because otherwise I'm going to report you to the thing. I said, you come in, man. If you want to fight about,
report you to the Facebook Marketplace police.
Good luck. Fair trading. I'll take you to court. I said, good luck with that, dude. So, fun story. The day I realised I need to get out of pawnbroking was a day I chased a guy to the shop with a baseball bat. I'm serious. I felt so embarrassed afterwards. I was like, you idiot. Like, fucking hell, man. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just decided that this is no longer the life for you.
No, pretty much. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Fun story.
Okay.
It sounds like an interesting business.
It does sound like an interesting
stories.
To be truthful, it's pretty boring. It's pretty predictable, to be truthful. It's not what it looks like. It's pretty straightforward.
let's have a quick look at Jim's Boudoir business, and let's because so the reason we're doing this, just for the people that maybe haven't cottoned on, you have an entire YouTube channel centered around business advice. So as well as running your profitable boudoir studio, you are putting content out for other people to help them learn how to do that kind of thing in whatever style of photography, or like you say, basically any small business, but it's primarily centered around photography, all of your advice. So this is Jim's Instagram page by James Boudoir. So Jim already has a wedding business, and he decided to separate those out as two different brands rather than trying to run it under the one brand. When did you launch this, Jim? A couple of years ago?
Yeah, sort of properly started 2024. Yeah, but
one
also
thing I would
probably
say.
no.
Go on, sorry,
Yep.
mate.
There you go.
I was going to say the one thing I would say immediately, if you're looking for any critique at all,
Absolutely.
try and include some women who are like, I've got to be really careful how I phrase this, but women who look like everyday women. You know what I mean? These ladies, especially the first ones up the top there, would be quite intimidating to women who are a bit curvy, for example. You know what I mean? I would make an effort and include all body types and shapes and sizes and everything like that.
Yeah, so that's been something I've been struggling with, to get people to like allow that their images to be used. So I've like and that's someone that like sort of I had someone come to me and they said, you don't have anything else, and I'm like, well, at the moment, like I haven't got anyone that's sort of allowed that, even though like I've shot people.
No, she looks great. I like that. Oh, this is your webpage. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Sorry, I flipped across.
No,
to
okay, man.
this
That's
is,
okay. That's okay.
Jim's website.
Oh, this is. I like this. This is good.
But yeah, it's a good point, but it is hard, I guess, in the startup time.
What I would do is, if you are short of images, is what I would do is, you really want to get it cracking, is I'd run like a wanted campaign for curvy ladies. Okay. And then part of the conditions, they've got to be okay with you displaying photos publicly with their permission, like not nudes or anything like that, obviously, but just stuff. Yeah. And you could make that a condition of like, they get the free thing. Whatever that is you decide to do. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And you'll make some money along the way as well, because I'll buy more stuff.
It's a great idea.
Because
that is a hard thing, I guess, isn't it? Because you've got to try and, because at the moment some of the sort of portfolio building stuff that you do, Jim, is like that those people kind of come out of the woodwork when it, like with hair and makeup artists and friends of friends and all that kind of stuff, as opposed to putting it out broadly, publicly, like hey, we're looking for people.
I would do it. I'd be super clear, like in the landing page or whatever, or the phone call or whatever, that you are doing this literally as a portfolio building exercise, and that you will not photograph unless they're okay with them sharing. So that excludes school teachers straight away, for example. Yeah. That excludes police women, for example. They're not allowed to. So, well, in Queensland, they're not allowed to. Paramedics aren't keen on it, for example. So you have to sort of lean into like, women who are okay with it. So you just got to pick your market a little bit for that bit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would do if I were you. Yeah. Because activity creates activity, obviously. So, yeah.
And so, Jim, you're currently structuring it as shoot days or multiple days where you book out usually like an Airbnb or something like that as the location.
Nice. So we might run sort of 2 or 3 shoots or 2 to 4 shoots on one day.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Get like a hair and makeup artist in, and I
like that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Whatever works, man. I'm in favour of whatever works. If that works, do it. Yeah, and also more profitable too. Because you're fitting more people in. You probably have to do the IPS separately though.
That's why I was thinking maybe I could trim it back and say aim to do 2, but do the shoot, do the sale, then obviously the next person maybe getting their hair and makeup done, and then sort of do that again.
if they were nice and local, if you're renting out an Airbnb, for example, you could probably do like, you could probably line up a couple of IPSs at night in the same weekend or whatever, or however you're deciding to do it. So you can say, can you come back tonight? You know what I mean? And you could line up a few appointments in a row. That'd be a way to, because you obviously want to maximize that time.
Yes.
In the Airbnb, because it's costing you a few $100 a night or whatever. So,
well, I've managed to get onto people, so I'm booking them for the day and getting like a day rate rather than an overnight rate.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
I've got to be honest with you, Jim. This is an area I really know nothing about. Like I've never rented about works at a studio, so I don't. Yeah, this is actually interesting to me, to be honest. Yeah.
So I sort of managed to find someone. They were a bit out of Bendigo, but and it was a reasonable day rate that I could book midweek. So I've sort of managed to book things only midweek,
Nice. Okay.
and sort of book 4 to 6 weeks out, and then sort of aim to fill out the day. But 4 shoots back to back was a bit too much. So
that's especially with Boudoir. That's a big day. You got hair and makeup as well.
Yeah. So sort of 2 to 3.
You're doing hair and makeup, Jim?
Not me. No. I've got someone else.
Oh no, not you. I mean, but you're providing that. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I guess like I've got some questions maybe for you around like costing and stuff. Like how do you?
Yeah.
Is it better? Like so you're doing like a free shoot for people? Is that?
Do you want me to pull up Jim's price list?
Okay.
Yeah. But
So hang on. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Whoa, do we?
You don't have to read.
Okay. Step 1. That's too cheap. That sucks. You need to put your prices up straight away. Seriously, man.
Okay.
15 full resolution photos for $5.95 and a 2-hour shoot. No, that's got to be $2,000 straight away.
Well, you don't want to know how much the shoot days are then.
Hey?
I said you don't want to know how much the shoot days are then.
I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like with the shoot days I've been running that price, but including location and hair and makeup. So that price was just which is I think this is where I'm coming into like a bit of a stalemate that it's not it doesn't make sense because
you're better off being free for the stuff you want to do and then charging properly for the stuff that honestly, man, you'll go broke with that pricing.
It's not working. That's
it won't work. No, I'm not being mean, but it's just
no. I want you to be mean. Like you I don't think you're being mean. I think like
you cannot make money with that. You'll go backwards and lose money.
Yeah, no, this feedback is it's not taking it the wrong way at all.
It's what he wants.
That's what I need.
Okay.
I need to know.
So how do you fix this? So at the moment, Jim's charging, just for if anyone that can't see this, Jim's charging $5.95 for a 2-hour boudoir shoot, and that includes 15 images done. And then beyond that, there's and then beyond that, there's there's albums and wall art and stuff to purchase, or additional digital images to purchase beyond that.
Maybe Justin, jump on the back on the website for a sec. On the info page, and then go to investment. Of course, it had to be called investment.
Yeah, I got told never to call it investment, just call it pricing. Because it's not a house. It's not stocks.
It's also Google will find it as well. That's the other thing.
Oh, that's true. But I think it was Alex Kearns that said that. Pet photographer Alex Kearns.
She's right. Investment.
She was like, it's not an investment. They're photos.
I was very tired when I made this website. Anyway,
it's a common. It is. I'm not picking on it. It's really common. I've seen it. Most photographers call it an investment because I think they think it sounds nicer than prices or whatever. Or cost.
So this, you can see the shoot day on the right there, Justin. So that's what I'm currently have been charging, $5.95 for the shoot day special. So that's including the Airbnb, hair and makeup, and 15 images. And I understand why you're shaking your head. Yeah, it does. It's not.
No. It's just no money there. That's the problem. You're going to be paying 150 to 200 for hair and makeup, or 150 to 250 depending on where you are.
Yeah.
So that's straight away.
And then your Airbnb rent.
Yeah. But I know I get it. You got to start somewhere. So what I would do is, if it was me, you do whatever you want. Yeah. So bring that up again. The pricing.
The price list.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now, what I would do is I'd make your I'd get rid of the 2-hour shoot. That's just too difficult. Whatever. I personally make the session fee $500. That includes the photographic session. That includes hair and makeup, all that stuff. But you don't get anything for that. That's your session fee. Step one. Okay. Which is more. Which seriously, that's more than fine. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work. I mean, you know, like seriously. Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, $500 isn't $500 5 years ago. $500 will get you a packet of chips and a bottle of Coke at the supermarket these days. You know what I mean? So seriously, you know, it's like that. Like, I mean, yeah, it's just So there's that. Yeah. Then what I would do, mate, is I would make this easier to understand. Okay, so I'd have a $500 session fee. Hang on. You're only paying $120 for hair and makeup.
Oh, no, it's old. It's gone up now.
Okay, yeah, it's cheap. That's all. Yeah.
I reckon it's still cheap. I think it's maybe only 130, 140. I can't remember what it was.
Justine, are you still on the thing here? I'm going to start paying you less. I don't know if she's still on the thing. She's probably gone. She's lost interest. I don't blame her. Yeah, so the way that I would tackle it, mate, is I would just make... I would get rid of the digital images, get rid of that, that one there. I don't even talk about how big the album is. No one knows how big anything is. Just call it your. Where do you get them from? Where do you get the album?
I use Queensbury.
Oh, you do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Just say a bespoke fucking album, handmade in New Zealand, right? Do that.
Yeah, okay? It doesn't need to be 10 by 10. Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares? Then just say. Includes 15. I would say includes 15 or 20 photos. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care. And I would charge $2,200 for that because they're expensive. Those albums from Queensbury, those leather ones.
Yeah, they've crept up and up and up. I reckon our entry level album, Jim, we had for $9.95, which we never barely sold any of them anyway. I think we had that when we first started working with Queensbury in like 2016 or something.
Yeah, we haven't changed the album pricing.
But I think Queensbury's gone up.
$5.95.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
God. Weddings. I mean,
for an 8x8.
For an 8x8, yeah, for an entry level. But weddings, we ran weddings so differently because the upfront cost of wedding photography is on the high side. So it's like
a different thing.
For us, we weren't like, oh, we'll make all our money selling albums. We were literally like, we really want people to get albums, so let's try and price them at a place where they'll actually buy them, and they still didn't really, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway,
but so that's what I would do, mate. Is I would have two. I'd have two album offerings. I would go for something cheap, maybe from Brilliant Prints or something like that, a nice cheap one, okay, and have that as your base price at like a couple of grand with 15 or 20 photos, right? Then I'd have your deluxe Queensbury one, right?
Oh, so the Queensbury one's not... Yeah, okay.
Make it like $3,000 or something like that, with 25 photos or 30 photos in it or something like that, okay? And each additional photograph's $100 each. That's what I would do, right? And your wall art's way too cheap. That's just too cheap.
Yeah.
You're not making any money. What's wrong? Seriously, 60 by 40 for $9.95.
He's trying to run a charity.
Jesus. I know how much they cost a 60 by 40. You're making zero, basically.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
okay. And then what I would do, mate, is I would do that, and then I would choose 4 wall art prints. Like in my case, this is what I choose to do. I go, let me think. You go 16 by 20, 20 by 30, 30 by 40, and 40 by 60. They're the 4 sizes. That's it. No other choices. And I have them as framed canvas or framed with glass, like normal ones.
Yep.
And that's it. Just have those 4.
Are they the same price or are they different prices?
Same price.
The framed canvas, same price.
It's too difficult. No one. No.
And the cost price it's so close usually.
Yeah.
But it's close.
There's no point. Yeah, it's close enough. Close enough for rock and roll, that's for sure. And then what you do is just mark them up like 5 times or whatever, like the industry standard, 3 to 5 times. Okay. And then what you can do is, and what I've been doing in recent times reasonably successfully is I'm saying, if people get a collection, okay, then we will offer so if they buy an album or whatever from us, we'll then offer wall art at 30% off.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. That's a great idea.
Yeah. But to state the obvious, they've got to be priced at a reasonable amount to take an amount off. So like a very common industry average would be like if you buy something for $300, then you'll sell it for $900. That's really common, which means at 30% off, you're taking off $180.
Yeah. And I think the thing is
270. Sorry, 270. Sorry, Sorry.
Yeah, I think the thing is, people worry that they're marking things up too much, but I think the important thing to remember here is that the $500 session fee is it's essentially just paying for hair and makeup, the Airbnb, and not really even any time of gyms, let alone gear and insurance and all that. So that's also, why all that has to be built in.
But putting all that bullshit aside, don't forget there's a creative fee as well. You've got to value your time.
Yeah.
You could almost call it. I don't actually even call it that these days. I think it sounds a bit pretentious, but I like lots of people call it a creative fee. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, why should you not be compensated for your skills? You know what I mean? Like, lawyers charge $300 an hour for a reason. You know what I mean? Or $500 an hour for a reason because they've got the skills, same as you. You know, like you know what buttons to push. You know what I mean? Which dials to turn, all sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Can we throw some? I don't know what I'm going to call them. If you have to go too, by the way, just let us know. We're at 2 hours. So cool. if you've got to be gone,
I've got 20 minutes left.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Can we throw some objections or I guess what I would call maybe fears or things we've made up in our heads about pricing and stuff like that at you just to see what you think. So things like, you know, I just want the digital images.
Okay, so that's two things. That's two separate things. One is I want them because I want them for the phone or whatever, like I mentioned earlier. So I get around that with the app thing, right? Can I just check this email just real quick?
Go for it. Go for it. You got a business to run.
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, what's going on there? Sorry.
That's okay.
Don't worry about that.
Do you need us to help with it? Is it something we can? No, I'm kidding. What was it?
So there's two things going on there. Either A, they want them for their phone, or B, they want them cheaper. Because some people think you're going to get them cheap. Right. So,
I'm going down that direction, kind of like, hey, I don't want to spend the $2,000 you're saying this album's going to cost. I just want the digital images, and I'll get my own book made.
So what you do is I don't do this anymore, but what you do is you say, you can buy the digital, but they're more because they're more valuable because you get unlimited print rights with them.
Yeah.
So you're not giving people digital images at all, even with an album?
I'm giving them in that app, which are down res to like 960 on the long side at 72 DPI.
Yeah.
So they're literally just like social media sized images.
Yeah. Mobile friendly social media sized images. Yeah. So
if you tried to print them, they'd look like shit.
Yeah.
They're fine for like those little Polaroids that the brides use, for example.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But like anything bigger than a what's the size? What's the normal size from
like 6x4?
6x. Yeah, I think that'd probably print okay in that size, but outside of that, that'd fall apart pretty quickly, I reckon. Yeah.
So you wouldn't give them a full res digital image at all, or they just have to pay a lot for it? Yeah.
So the way that I tackle that these days is I say, you can have them if you want, the same price as the album, but you get unlimited print rights with them.
And they don't get the album, obviously. Like they just get the images. That's it. So it's either or, just whatever you want. You can pick.
Because you've got to put, and this is where people go wrong. You've got to put value on the full res. That because that's your
that's your craft.
Because that's how you make your money. Like if you're giving them away for $500, you're going broke. This is you've got to price. Like I'm sure all my clients would agree with me if they're still here. Like you've got to have the ability to make a living properly, you know, and feed your family and pay. You've got to, like, seriously, otherwise, what's the point? And if they're not prepared to do that, then just don't take them as a client. You know what I mean? Just then they're not your client. Most people are fine. Most people, honestly, they're fine. Like these are problems that we've conjured up in our own minds. People
That's
don't
where
know
I
how to
think it's me.
People don't know
Like
how to
these
buy
are my
photography.
blocks.
Yeah, people don't know how to buy photography. They don't know. Like, what the hell do they know? You think that they know. They haven't got a clue. Like, you need to guide them. You need to guide them as to what's possible, and you need to sell them. You need to sell them on things that matter. You know, things on emotion. You got to sell them on that they're going to be looking at these things every day on their wall or whatever, and that they're going to be, you know, when they see them, that they will feel empowered, or if they see their pet, that they'll feel that love for them, or if they see their kids will feel good, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? You can't be. You got to decommoditize yourself and be less transactional.
Well, here's a way for you to frame it a little bit, Jim, in your own mind. What do you charge for an elopement shoot?
Like, so for like a 3-hour elopement.
Yeah, just for.
I think it's like about $2,500 or something.
Perfect. So you just say to someone, if you wanted this as a shoot where you get all the digital images and no products, I would charge it the same way I charge my elopement shoots, which would be about $2,500. But I'd also have to add some on for hair and makeup and the Airbnb. So it'd probably be about three. Probably no. But I'm just saying.
I would do that mentally. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a way for Jim even to frame it as like, okay, if I can charge that to give the digital images as a full fee, then that's what you sort of need to be charging for your time for the boudoir shoot.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that personally, because you're setting up a transactional thing.
No, I mean I don't think you should. I don't think you should set it up that way. I mean, in that objection, if that's a block in your mind of like, I can't charge three grand for a Queensberry album. Well, I mean, it's the same as charging $2,500 for an elopement shoot.
The way that I look at it is they're not buying the album. Okay, the album's a byproduct of the whole thing. Okay, the album's like, but I believe in having nice things. You know what I mean? Like, you can't charge good money for crap. You know, which is why I go with Queensberry, because they make really nice stuff. Yeah, but they're really buying. What they're buying is your skill. They're buying the experience they've had, and they're buying the photographs as a result of that. You got to kind of get the products out of your head a bit. That's a byproduct of what you do, and they're buying the emotion and the photographs from you. Yeah, that's been my experience. And I actually, that's the way I sell them in the room. I say, look, just pick the ones that make you feel good. Don't pick them based on your outfits or whatever. Just pick the ones that make you feel good, and then that way you'll appreciate them more as the years go by. You know what I mean? So, when I sell things in this studio, it's the actual product itself is really nothing much. I bring it up. I say these are beautiful albums. They don't fall apart. Blah blah blah. But I don't bang on about them. That's not the problem. The point is that it's correct way. It's experience and how they feel about the photographs that they're seeing. Yeah.
Just a question.
You need to be selling a luxury experience. I don't mean having a doorman or any of that. No. I mean giving them time, allowing them to be themselves, giving them a custom thing, treating them really well, putting the time into that stuff. That's how I define a luxury experience. It's got nothing to do with the building you're in or whatever, or the stuff you sell. It's how you treat people. Yeah.
Just a quick question, circling back. I know earlier you mentioned, like, with the albums, they're picking them on the day, then they're taking 4 to 7 weeks to get them. Are they seeing a finished album design before they get the book back?
God, no. We just do it. No.
So you're just taking full creative control.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
Why would you do that? Because that's another decision they've got to make. That's the worst thing. And then you've got to all this backwards and forward, and
it's the biggest hold up with wedding albums. Yeah, they take forever. And
even when I did weddings, I wouldn't allow them to proof them. I just say, look, leave it with me, right? We'll do it. And Tracey designs them. And that's the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been like, I don't like the way that you've done it ever?
Yeah, I had one. I fucked it up, to put it bluntly. She had a specific request. She said, I don't like when the photos go over the pages, you know, like like
over the spine. Yeah.
And we completely forgot about that, because my designs are can I show you real? Oh, I can't, because it's got mood stuff in it. But
put your finger over the
just
no. Actually, I can show you real quick. Just give me one sec.
Okay. I'm just going to pull up a couple of comments while he's doing that. Mia Muse says, don't sell a man a spade. Sell him on how good the tree that he plants with it is going to look. It's very appropriate since Jim and I are going to be shoveling dirt later today. Julie Powell says pricing is so hard. I agree. It is hard. And it's hard to get out of your head that you're, not charging too much or whatever. And Bruce Hagee 7202 says so much great information. I'll have to watch it again. Corner. Oh, is it? Subscribed. Yeah. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Bruce. Very cool.
So he's at Queensbury, right? That's it. We did the wraparoundy thing.
Yep.
Okay, looks cool. And then we just literally do them like that.
Yeah. And you're doing each page is just a full.
That's it.
Oh, I love that.
That's how design.
Simple. The images are the images and don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just checking the no nudes. And
just peek in there before you open it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's nothing to design. You just do it.
What size are you selling? What size is that?
What's that? That's 12 by 8 or something. Is that?
Right? Yeah.
I've actually never sold I've sold like rectangle books.
Yeah.
Like the other way or square. I've never sold one that's like a portrait.
Yeah, that looks good
when it's closed.
I find that works better because when you do when you do the horizontal orientation, Jesus Christ, when you do the portrait orientated ones, put one on each page.
Yeah.
And then
the
landscapey ones, obviously, on across 2 pages. And what I suggest, where's all nudes? Hang on. These are all nude. Hang on. Let's just like that. I'm covering up her boobs. Hang on.
Okay. Oh yeah, so there's one on each page. Yeah. Vertical.
Yeah. I just don't want
orientation.
I don't want YouTube to block your video. That's all.
No, thanks. Neither do we.
But there's really nothing to design. And then it's how you present things. You've always got to present things to their benefit. I just say, look, what we suggest you do is get a book holder, and then you can display your book in your bedroom or whatever. And that way you can change it or whatever when you need to. And then if your nosy mother-in-law comes round, then you can put it away, right? So we sell it as like mobile, like that. Seriously, like they got
like
teenage
a changeable.
boys.
You can change the displayed photo. You can also flick through the whole book. I love that.
Yeah. That's how we sell it. Yeah, don't let them proof the books. No, that sounds like a nightmare. No, that sounds awful. What? The worst thing the worst thing that can happen is you have to reprint the book. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Like when you do enough of them, it's not worth.
Yeah.
And the one that I buggered up, she said, I don't like them going across the thing, and we forgot all about it. Even though I wrote it on the order form and everything like that. And then she said, and I was recording the reaction. She goes, "Stop the recording!" And she said, "Do you remember I told you the?" So look, I'll just reprint it for you. Don't worry. She goes, "Oh, well, let's have a look at it." And she ended up leaving it as it was anyway, so it was fine.
No.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's not a big. Why people get? You're the artist, or if you want to go down that track, you're the one who should decide how these things go.
But it's an interesting point too that if you let's average it out. Let's say 1 in 20 hates it and you have to reprint it. But you've saved 20 hours. Proofing processes in that. It's probably the economic, like it's the right decision to make for the business. And it's easier for the customer because it's one less thing they have to do as a task in their life.
Yeah.
Decision.
Michelle Manning says, I'm very happy for my wall art. I'd like to know, Richard, how often do you sell wall art? Is it mainly albums and occasionally wall art? And if so, how big is what's the best sort of most common size that you would sell?
Good question. I reckon 15 to 20% would get wall art in some shape or form. Okay, which is usually an add-on, to be truthful. It's quite rare just to sell just the wall art, although my memory is Michelle only got wall art, which is unusual. The lady in the chat there. I think I've got that right, haven't I, Michelle? But the most common sizes are the 16 by 20s, those smaller ones, whatever that is. I think that's right, 16 by 20. And then I've got this one that's 16 by 60, this long, skinny one that's got like 5 photographs in it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a popular one as well. Those two would be the most popular ones. Yeah, by a mile. Just those two. So small add-on that they add in for the bedroom or whatever, and then that big long skinny one.
Very cool.
And that's what Michelle got. I think she got the long skinny one. If I remember.
I know you've got to go in a second. So I won't take you for too long. Yeah, it's been more than helpful. I'm just going to quickly pull up the gallery on your website, which is a great website. If anyone wants an example, actually, before we go to the gallery, so this is the Thrive Photography, thriveboudoir.com.au, Thrive Photography Boudoir. If you want to check this website out, for the gallery of images, but two, for the way the homepage is laid out to build trust with clients.
See that girl lying there? She's the one in that video with the green that I was wearing the dressing gown in that video. That's her, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But like, see straight underneath there, we've got over 150 Google reviews, now almost 200. Award-winning studio, love your photos guarantee. It's simple. There's no up here, no changing banner. It's just one image. Yeah. It's not distracting. It's not sliding through trying to give you 10 different messages or anything all at once. So I love that. It's got some great sort of copy that helps the people that are visiting understand what it is that you offer and whether it's for them. Yeah, 3 steps. Boudoir photography is easy as 1, 2, 3, and like good images just throughout, and then more reviews, and then I really like this transformations. Is this a new thing that you've been doing, or is this in there the whole time?
I think there's 50 in there. I think if you flick
do you always do that?
Before and after?
Like a before and after. Yeah,
I always do a before photo, but I don't use it to sell to them at all. I just do it and I store them. You know what I mean? I actually posted before photos mainly in our Facebook group, the VIP group that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's a really great way of showing like what makeup and a photographer's skill, like what the difference can be.
But Jim, can you see how I've got all body types in here, Jim? That's a very deliberate. I've got hundreds that I could use, but I've deliberately chosen multiple and as many ethnic groups as I can too, because where we are on the coast, we don't get a lot of ethnic groups, unfortunately. So I do my best there. We haven't got a very multicultural society here at all, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Bendigo is very similar.
And you're hoping that people want to see something that allows them to put themselves in there and say, "Oh, that could be me." Is that what you're?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's also it's just social proof that that I think, gee, I look like her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it also kind of removes that whole these guys look like models.
Yeah,
sometimes see by sides. It's like these are just real people.
Yeah, you're like, well, of course they're going to look like that. They're a model, Interesting.
So in my opinion, my photographs are pretty basic. They're pretty clean. That's just the way that I choose to do it, for better or worse.
Yeah,
I think they're great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
there's a great amount of variety.
Types,
Mm-hmm. Getting so much variety from a studio is really cool. Like, is this in your studio, the red?
Yeah, just different backdrop.
Yeah. Like it's
it's a fabric backdrop. Yeah,
it's a great show of like the fact not everyone's walking out with the same images. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like there's just not a formula.
It actually took me a long time to get reasonably good at photographing in the studio. Like, it was hard. I found it difficult, to be truthful. I found it difficult to get variety, without using the scenery as the variety. Mm-hmm. Learning how to photograph people for variety. Do you know what I mean? I found that. It took me a little while to figure that out. Yeah, but I got there in the end, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing work. Really, really cool.
Thank you.
Very, very impressive.
But it's a little bit out of date. That's okay.
That's always.
Every photographer that we talk to, including ourselves, says, "Oh, yeah, my website's a bit out of date. It seems to be a
it's just a mission to keep on top of it, isn't it?"
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I've got 5 minutes. You got any last minute questions for me?
Yeah. Any last burning questions, Jim?
Yeah. What do you want to know, Jim? What about getting leads? Like, what about getting clients?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I've watched some of your videos on ads, so, yeah, is it like, are you just running Facebook ads? Is that kind of your main, like, Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, just because it works. That's a really big thing too. Like, if something works, just keep doing it. Don't get sidetracked into other things. That's a really big thing. Like, I got friends, they do really well with like auctions, silent auctions and stuff like that, or book projects and things like that. Just because they work doesn't mean you have to do them as well. Just find something that works for you and stick with that. You know, if that's if that's going to BNI once a week and you're getting clients out of networking events, and just keep doing that. You know, if it's meta advertising, do that. If you're more transactional based and Google advertising works, then do that. You know, just find one thing and just keep doing that. That way, then you get better and better and better at it. In my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question. I have a question. One final question based on Mr. Alex Hormozy. Yeah. Would you say, Richard, currently is your business currently demand constrained or supply constrained? Do you have not enough clients, or do you have not enough time to
I don't have enough time or space or manpower. Yeah. So I'm supply constrained for sure. No, hang on. Whichever end that is.
Yeah.
No,
that's right.
Like last year, I was booked out solid for 3 months ahead, and I couldn't take any more books. I had to stop the advertising, for example.
Okay.
So my problem is that, but can I put a big disclaimer in front of that? You got to remember, I'm not trying to be a knob when I say this, but because I've always been in business, I've always been in sales in some shape or form. This is. I'm kind of. I don't want to. But I'm quite good at it. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is that whenever I do courses, I've done a lot of courses on Andrew's thing. I've done a few of his paid courses and Andrew's thing. But we've got another one coming up actually.
Oh, do you? That's on PhotoBizX, and you can go on there. And there's a premium section. And
we're doing another one. We're going to do it like on advanced sales, or something like that. But what I'm trying to say is that whenever I do these advertising things, people always hammer me like, how much cost per lead, how much cost per click, and blah, blah. But the difficulty is that it all gets down to how good you are at converting people, so to speak, on the phone. Mm-hmm. That's what it all boils down to, because that ends up being your cost per booking. Okay. And so the whole thing, honestly, is a balancing act between like, how qualified do I want the leads to be, or how easy do I want the leads to come in? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it gets down to how well you can convert them. I would hazard a guess I convert probably more than double than most people would easily on the phone. Yeah. So I convert 80%. Once I get them on the phone, once they've been through the thing and all the emails and all the crap we've sent them, I've converted about 80%, which is really high. That's really, really high. Most people convert about 20 to 30. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm mentioning that in passing. You just got to put in the hours. You know what I mean? Get good at it. It's honestly, the business stuff and the sales stuff, it's like photography. You just get better at it as time goes by. Mm-hmm. You can't be good at it immediately. And it's just
you got to work at it.
Yeah. I think if you treat it as a journey and a creative thing, I personally believe that business is very creative. That's my personal belief. And what's that?
Is that you, Justin?
It might be me.
Might be Greg. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that was loud. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think if you view learning how to do business as a creative endeavor, which I think business is very creative, like especially in the thinking, I think you'll be fine. Yeah. I do want to wrap up. If anyone's still listening to this, I think that photography, I really believe this, is one of the greatest kept business secrets in the whole world. I mean, it's really serious. I mean, where else can you go and create a studio with a blank space, turn over $500,000 a year if you know what you're doing, on your own with someone else, without inventory, without all the expenses, without all the stuff? All you need is like about 10 grand worth of equipment, and some, you're not carrying inventory. You don't need a university degree. There's no constraints. I think honestly, it's the most best business secret, but you do have to put the time in to learn how to do it, like any business.
Yeah,
that's my effort to be. That's my effort to be motivational. I don't know if it's going to work or not.
It was perfect.
People might look at me and go, this guy's an idiot. You know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see.
It would almost be the perfect way to end the podcast, but I almost forgot. Mia Muse said, I thought you were going to ask the Desert Island setup. I usually ask people the Desert Island setup for their camera and lens, but I almost want to ask you, did you mention you bought a new camera?
Me?
At the start of the show? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got, because I've got in the studio, I've got 2 Canon R5s that I use. I only use one.
Nice.
Because I broke one once and I had to go pull out my old 5D4. It was like using a potato after using more modern cameras. And I was like, this sucks. And I had to send it in for repair. So I went out and bought another one. So I keep that as a backup. So I only use like those old 50mm 1.2s. You know, those old...
the EF 51.2.
Yeah, the old EF with all the chromatic aberration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I need another one in case I break it. 'Cause I dropped the camera the other day. It sucked.
Damn.
You need a lucky camera strap.
Yeah, that's right.
I do, yeah.
If only.
No, I just put them on the floor now. So
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. But because I don't ever change my gear, because I don't care, I thought, maybe I should just like buy something cool for fun. So I bought one of those Ricoh GR4s.
Nice.
They're cool. That's so much fun.
You like it? Is it as small as you imagine? Like, because they
Yeah,
seem very small.
It fits in my pocket, literally.
Oh, that's awesome.
My pants pocket. And it's so sharp. It's crazy. Like, it actually appeals to the nerd in me. Like, you pull the cameras off, you shoot at f8, you pull the photos, and you're holy moly, that's a lot.
Wow.
That's really sharp. Yeah.
So is it just for your fun? Just a fun camera to have? Just your own
just
pleasure?
Carry it around. Oh. Yeah. Take street photos, and it's sort of like this. It's just an alternative to a fan. To a phone. Fan. What am I talking about? An alternative to using.
Yeah.
An alternative to using a phone. So it's sort of. I kind of treat it the same way, to be truthful. Like snap focus,
just
automatic. Stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's cool to hear someone that's so focused on the business side of things still like grabs a camera for fun and romps around and takes street photos.
Yeah. Like I kind of like. I still enjoy photography, and my fear is I don't want to become super jaded like I did with music. Do you know what I mean? Like, because music, when I played music for a living, because I just went and played the same 60 songs every night, I don't even play anymore. I did too many gigs, played too much of the same shit over and over again. You know what I mean? Had too many students back in my early 20s. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to become like that. Yeah. Anyway, I better roll.
Awesome. All right, you better go.
Thank you.
We might stay on and hang out for a second. So.
I've actually got an appointment with my advertising agency. Like, speaking of which, I use advertising agencies these days. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I pay them $3,000 a month to do my ads because I hate doing them myself.
Really? We're gonna have to get you on for a part 2 to find out what that's all about.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll tell you all about it. I'll do it again if you want. I don't care. But that's a big discussion as well. I used to do them all myself. I ran out of time, but. This advertising, I pay for the ads, obviously, but they just create all the content for me.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool.
It's a good way.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, look, I think on that note,
we'll let you go.
Sorry, Richard. We'll let you go.
Follow me on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll drop all of your links in the comments. But look, just on behalf of us here, thank you so much for your time. There's been a lot of comments about how great this information is because often we don't hear the hard work side of photography. We see the glamour in the images, but we don't always get to see what happens behind the scenes. And I think that's where your point of differentiation is as a creative, is that you do show behind the scenes. You do show the befores and the afters.
Oh, thank you.
And I think that's really empowering for clients to make the best decision about what they purchase. So well done.
I just think it's like any business. It's just work. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. It's just work. Like these idiots who are selling like just become a whatever photographer and fly around the world. That's bullshit, as Jim would know. You know what I mean? Like, life doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? No. Everything's trade-offs. You know what I mean? So I really better go. Otherwise,
you gotta go.
Thank you once again.
Thanks, Richard.
I'm actually scared of my advertising agency, so I better get on.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thanks, Richard. Cheers.
Yeah.
Oops. That was fun.
That was great.
That was very fun.
That was very cool.
He's
certainly a lot to think about in terms of, even for me, like just hearing about valuing your art, valuing your creativity. Often I don't do that and I don't charge a lot of clients. I don't do that sort of work very often. But even for me hearing it, it's like, well, actually, yeah, I've got skills. I've taught myself over the years. I've spent 15 years doing this. Of course, I should be compensated for that knowledge and skill set. It's really interesting.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you're going to put your price up for all
Everything.
the lucky blogs and yeah.
I'll send an email.
Look, I've been thinking about Richard's advice. I don't know if it's all that, I don't know. I think everyone should lower their prices.
We'll see.
We should all make less money.
We should all make less money. Jim, you got things on your list of things to do? You got stuff to think about? What do you come away from that with?
I've got a whole page of stuff.
He does.
And that was just like notes that I was able to scribble. Yeah, right. I've got to change. Which I knew coming in. I've been saying this to you for a long time. Like it's not working currently, and I don't know what I didn't really know that. I guess the direction that I needed to go. So I think I've got some direction to go now.
That's great.
And yeah, I've got some ideas of what we can do. So
that's very cool.
Very helpful.
So you'll change your prices?
Yeah. So new price list. I actually want to get a new, I actually really like that album shape. I think it worked well when it was open. Because I've been running like a 10 by 10 album, which has been awesome.
Well, that means if you do a full page spread, it's a 1:2 aspect ratio. So it's going to be narrower than your native. So if you can find one that's close to the native camera ratio, 3:2, when it's open, that just makes it so much easier to, to have just a one-page spread is your regular frame. Yeah, square.
This is what I'm currently running, but when it's very very long and skinny, which works for photos like this.
Yeah, but
doesn't always work. So then, I end up running, say, stuff like that.
Yeah, so 4 shots on one page. And it's like, is that too much of one person on one page kind of thing? Kind of works in wedding albums because it's usually like a mixture of people and a bit of a scene, a bit of a story of that part of the day. But when it's just one person, you're like, I don't know, is this just sort of repeating the same thing? Whereas, keep it cleaner, simple, one page or maybe one spread or maybe 2 images, one on each side. That seemed like a clever way to do it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indeed.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. Are you going to make the same thing work but for dogs?
Well, it's just what I did. I like the idea of. I didn't realize is doing. I think one of the holdups for me has been doing the sales part of it. I'm like, what do I get people to come back? I've got nowhere to do that. Blah blah blah, and I've still got to figure out the where to do it thing. But I think
you could do it in the studio. You could project onto the white backdrop, like where you shoot the dogs.
Potentially, yeah, or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. I need to figure out something like that where they do it within 20 minutes of the session.
Take a dog for a walk. I'll have a quick cull. Come back. Boom.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. So do it really quickly, unedited, but have that before and after of the edits. I think is a great idea. Like essentially get an album made of the before and afters of the edits, and then do it that way. I think that's a really clever idea that he said he stumbled onto, but I think it's brilliant. It's actually really brilliant. So very
cool.
clever. All right, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah. I think we should wrap it up. Lots to think about today, folks. If you've enjoyed today's episode of the Camera Life podcast, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, because in that way it lets YouTube know that more people should see it. Think about subscribing, and if you do subscribe, hit the bell icon, because then you'll get a notification for every live episode that we do in your particular time zone. But yes, lots to think about from today's episode, and I think I might go back and watch some of this a little bit later just to cement some of the things that Richard shared with us, and I really value his time. It was great, really great.
Yeah, it was nice seeing some business inside.
Yeah, because often we don't get to that. We kind of it gets glossed over. but I think, amazing that Richard was so sharing with his information and his processes, and obviously it works. He's reached a point where he can say, this is what works, which I think is great. But look, on that note, thank you to everyone in the chat for watching. Great to see you back in the studio, Jim, and obviously you're okay too, Justin.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully your power comes back on soon. And
or not.
Cutting up the road outside, so I don't know what's going on. That's what that huge noise was before. But don't forget, guys, today's episode of the Camera Life podcast was proudly brought to you by Lucky Straps. We are Lucky Straps. See, we have Lucky Straps t-shirts. We make handcrafted leather camera straps right here in Australia, in Bendigo, in fact, with an optimized comfort, safety, and security in every single Lucky Straps camera strap, and most importantly, it helps you connect with your craft. So head to luckystraps.com and use code Greg. The others don't work. Just use code Greg, GREG. That's it. That's all you need to know.
GREG. Cool. All right, I'm going to roll the thing, and we're going to say goodbye to the chat. Mia Muse says, don't sweat pricing. Simply know your worth. Understand how much everything costs you, then multiply by 3 or 5, or 4, I guess. Then you adjust based on how much business you're getting. Philip Johnson says, thanks, gents. Special thanks to Richard. Good show. Where are we? LTK says, this has been great advice. Business side, you don't hear a lot about. Hopefully I can turn it into a business at some point. I bet you can.
Yeah, go for it.
Robert Varner says, great show. Julie Powell, thanks so much. And Mia Muse says, let him go. We did, finally. We kind of hold on to it there at the end, but, that's what happens when you're an interesting person.
Yeah, not much info.
Cool. All right. You guys have a good day, and we'll catch you all on Monday night.
See you, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.